ball hit to deep left. Going back, looking up the wall, it's gone. The runner too far off the bag. They have picked him off. Called strike three. Frozen with a fastball.
Crimson Tide Baseball is on the air on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Breaking ball ripped down the line. It is a fair ball. It'll get into the corner. Rounding third and scoring. And Bama wins it on a walk-off.
Alabama Baseball is brought to you by Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Cook's Pest Control in Centricon, the unbeatable team for termite protection. Chick-fil-A. Download the Chick-fil-A app and score big before the game begins. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. And by Bud Light, it's for the fans. This is the 2023 Regionals. Now with a call of the game, here's Chris Stewart and Roger Hoover.
When you've waited 17 years, what's an additional 3 hours? We don't mind in the least. We are so glad to welcome you to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the site of an NCAA baseball regional for the first time since 2006 as the Alabama Crimson Tide, the number 1 seed here at this regional, the number 16 national seed, is set to take on the Nicholls Colonels out of Louisiana, and they're doing so in front of more than 6,000 Crimson Tide fans. Welcome, everybody, alongside Roger Hoover and with Jerry Kelly at the controls. I'm Chris Stewart. It is fantastic to have you with us. It is even better to broadcast from Sewell Thomas Stadium, the site of this NCAA Tuscaloosa Regional. And our pregame coverage is presented by Cook's Pest Control and Centricon, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. One of the best stories in college baseball this year, the leadership of interim head coach Jason Jackson in guiding this Crimson Tide in the back portion of the schedule to a 40-win season for the first time since 2010. The opportunity to host, as we've already said, a regional for the first time since 2006. And Alabama will take on a Nicholls team that won the regular season and tournament crowns in the Southland Conference. Jacob Myers, a freshman righty, will go on the hill for the Colonels. It'll be Luke Coleman, a sophomore righty, on the mound for the Crimson Tide. Our coverage is brought to you by Assurance Mortgage, and in less time than an inning, you could be saving money by applying for a mortgage at assuranceMortgage.com. Assurance Mortgage is a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Starting lineups and finally the first pitch when we come back on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
It's time for today's STEM tip. Okay, you know recycling is important. No one wants plastic in the ocean. Here's a cool way to repurpose a plastic bottle. Build an awesome terrarium. Cut a large plastic bottle in half and fill the base with sand, pebbles, potting soil, and your favorite plant. I chose an African violet. Put the top of the bottle over your base and place it in the sun. Your plant will grow sealed in its own ecosystem. Fun, right? Learn more at She Can STEM. A message from the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Here's a fun fact for you. The average chameleon can point their eyes in 2 different directions. On the other hand, the average human can't. So unless you're a chameleon, there's absolutely no way you can focus on texting and driving at the same time. So don't do it, unless you're a chameleon.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Our starting lineups for this matchup in the first round of the NCAA Baseball Regionals in Tuscaloosa are brought to you by Chick-fil-A, and all Alabama Chick-fil-A locations support Bama baseball. Mike Silva is the second-year head coach at Nicholls State University. They like to be called the Nicholls Colonels. And as best I can recall that throughout the broadcast, I intend to honor that request. But Nicholls comes in at 34-22. Their leadoff man is shortstop Parker Cadu. Zane Washington in right field is a good one, batting .379. He's a senior. Hitting third is the first baseman, Edgar Alvarez. The DH is Gerardo Villarreal, a junior, again in the cleanup spot. Austin Kane will bat fifth and play third. Garrett Felix is in left field, batting sixth. Hitting seventh is the second baseman, McCray Kendrick. Wes Toops, the center fielder, will hit eighth, and batting ninth is the catcher, Caden Amundsen.
Looking at the Crimson Tide defensively, it'll be William Hameter in left field and Caden Rose patrolling center. Andrew Pinckney will be in front of the right field Ragers. Colby Shelton at third, Jim Jarvis at short, Ed Johnson at second base, Drew Williamson at first. Catching will be Matt Cassetti for the starting pitcher for the Crimson Tide tonight. Luke Holman, the right-hander, 7 wins, 3 losses, a 3.5 OERA, 14 appearances, 13 starts. He's worked 69 and a third innings, striking out 74, only walking 29. In that time of the mound, he's given up 30 runs, 27 of those earned on 43 hits. Batters against him hitting 176. It is Luke Coleman taking the ball tonight as Alabama starts its run in the NCAA tournament.
And they'll do so in front of the home folks who have bought every ticket for the grandstand seating. Standing room only is all that was available. And, man, we are shoehorning as many as we can into that beautiful terrace in right field. It is loaded, along with perhaps a few of the patrons, but we don't care. We are very excited to have you here, and man, is this fantastic to see. I've been telling people for years that didn't get to experience Bama baseball during the time when it was a regular occurrence to see Alabama hosting an NCAA regional, that I'm telling you, they'll be hanging from the light poles if we can get back to doing that once again. We're almost to that point. As Austin Hannon tweeted out, 17 years, 6,205 days. And in the words of The Rock, finally, the NCAA baseball regionals have indeed come back to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and we are so glad that you've joined us here on our coverage of the Crimson Tide Sports Network as well. Luke Coleman, a team-high 7 wins, tying for 6th best in the SEC this year, allowing opponents just a .76 batting average, second lowest among conference arms, and his 5.58 hits per 9 innings is second in the SEC. It also has him 7th nationally in that regard. He will face Parker Cadu, the left-handed hitting shortstop, a junior who's batting .288, 6 homers, 34 RBIs for the undisputed Southland Conference champions for both regular season and postseason play. Righty versus lefty. First pitch, it is low for ball 1. According to Matt Anderson, our plate umpire, Joe Maiden is at first. Sal Giacomontano is the second baseman, and Craig Barron rounds out the crew down at third. A called strike evens things up at 1 ball and 1 strike. A literally 5-minute absolute gully washer pushed us back 3 hours. But here we are. A strike on a fastball puts the count at 1-2. Game 1 of the regional earlier today got interrupted in the second inning. The 1-2, breaking ball rolled slowly right side. Fielding it will be Williamson. Flips to home and covering, and a great job by Luke able to get on the bag ahead of Caddo for out number 1.
Really important to keep Nicholls off the base pass. They like to steal a lot of bases. A team that could do 9 on the year, and next Washington the plate has stolen 16. They will have stolen already 59 bags this year. Kind of similar to Kentucky in the way they play. Like to get on base, like to steal bases, like to bunt as well.
It was a Kentucky team that took 2 out of 3 from the Crimson Tide in the first home conference series this year. As Zane Washington, a senior, swings and fouls off the first pitch in his at-bat. And it's 0-1. 379 average, as I told you. 4 homers, but 46 RBIs. He also has 17 doubles on the year. A righty-righty matchup as Washington waits on the 0-1 from Holman. He rocks and fires. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Alabama team that was the number 9 seed at the SEC tournament after a great finish to the regular season, winning each of their last 3 conference series. The 0-2 breaking ball misses way outside to the right-handed batter. The count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Holman only allowed SEC opponents a 191 batting average. That was the second lowest mark among all conference pitchers. The 1-2 breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. So Holman records his 75th strikeout of the year. And Washington fans, for the 41st time on this 2023 campaign, a 2 out, nobody aboard. And that'll bring up Edgar Alvarez, the left-handed hitting first baseman, a junior, hitting .333 all the year, and he takes a curveball for strike 1. Alvarez, 7 homers, 38 RBIs with a couple of triples and 17 doubles. That one almost clipped him as it came inside. They're going to say it did. Wow, just barely grazed the jersey. I don't think Bama was in agreement with plate umpire Matt Anderson, who gets the only vote there. I don't think it ever hit his body. It only has to hit the uniform. And I don't think it did. So a man aboard with 2 out. The cleanup hitter, Gerardo Villarreal, standing in. Villarreal, excuse me. He takes strike 1 on a fastball. Villarreal, a junior, hitting .303, 3 homers, 30 RBIs. He bats again with 2 gone and a man at first. Top of the first here at this NCAA regional in Tuscaloosa. Alabama facing Nicholls. Breaking ball, cued right off the end of the bat. Charging it from second will be Johnson. Feels barehanded, flips to first in time for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the first at the Joe. No score. Bama and Nicholls in the NCAA tournament on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Bama fans, college baseball is back. Rally up your friends with a cold, refreshing Dos Equis lager to watch your team hit it out of the park on game day. Whether you're hanging out at the bar with your fellow Bama fans or watching with a friend who went to that other school, Dos Equis is there to celebrate every strikeout. So grab a cold, crisp Dos Equis and roll Tide. Dos Equis, proud partner of the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2023. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 65 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama baseball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
No score, bottom of the first here at the Joe in the NCAA Baseball Regional. Alabama taking on Nicholls, and our starting lineups again presented by Chick-fil-A. Roll Tide with Chick-fil-A. Jason Jackson, the interim head coach for Alabama, 10-4 since taking that designation, and what an incredible job he has done. Jim Jarvis will lead it off for JJ and the Tide. The shortstop is followed by the designated hitter in tonight's game, Tommy Seidel. We'll talk more about that reasoning in a moment. Drew Williamson, the first baseman, will hit third, and then it's Andrew Pinckney in right field batting cleanup. Colby Shelton will hit fifth and play third base. Ed Johnson, the second baseman, will hit sixth. In left field, it's William Hameter, the senior left-handed batter, with Matt Gassetti catching, batting eighth, and Kate Rose, the center fielder, batting ninth.
Colonels defensively, Garrett Felix in left, Wes Toops in center, Zane Washington in right, Austin Kane at third, Parker Cadu at short, McKay Kendrick at second, Edgar Alvarez is at first, catching is Caden Amundsen, and on the mound is Jacob Myers, the Southland Pitcher of the Year.
Myers 9-1 with a 1.93 ERA and a first pitch called strike. Begins the at-bat against Jarvis, the senior out of San Diego, the 0-1. Fastball, another strike called, and it's 0-2. 96 on the radar gun from the right-hander. Fastball high there, and the count goes to 1-2 to Jarvis, who's got 6 homers, 28 RBIs on the season. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And very rapidly, Myers picks up strikeout number 98 on the season. And with one gone, here's Tommy Seidel striding to the plate. He was absolutely sensational at the SEC tournament before he came up a bit gimpy and had to miss the final game for the Crimson Tide, really final game and a half. First pitch to him, a fastball strike, and it's 0-1. A member of the SEC All-Tournament team with a .470 on-base percentage, 5th best in the conference. Takes a breaking ball outside to even the count. His .364 average, top 10 in the league, and tops on the Bama roster. The 1-1 misses, 2-1. He started the first 3 games of the SEC tournament, hit .500, going 6 for 12, 2 doubles, a homer, 5 RBIs, 4 runs scored, and he was hit by a pitch. The 2-1 popped him up a mile high. Looks like it's going to stay in play for the catcher Amundsen, and he will indeed make the grab for out number 2. So the first 2 hitters retired in the Alabama first. And that'll bring up another senior in Drew Williamson. The Bruton, Alabama natives hitting .317, 15 homers for Drew, with 58 RBIs. Remember, the SEC All-Defensive team, the only first baseman to earn the recognition at Alabama ever. He takes strike 1. Really good at the plate with 14 multiple RBI performances. But he's rapidly down to the count 0-2. He had 8 multiple RBI games during SEC play. Waiting on an 0-2 pitch. It's high with a fastball to go to 1-2. 58 RBIs, leads the team. That's top 15 in the conference also. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, called third strike, and that'll do it for the Bamas. The Tide goes in order in the first. No score, heading to the second here in Tuscaloosa on Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Adopt U.S. Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the Lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Our Coverage of Alabama baseball is brought to you in part by the Alabama Department of Public Health, reminding you to protect your team by getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Tide fans ages 12 and older are eligible for the vaccine in Alabama. And for more info, visit alcovidvaccine.gov. Chris Stewart, Roger Hoover, Jerry Kelly, our studio engineer. We are back with you from Tuscaloosa, the site of this NCAA baseball regional. Earlier today, Game 1 was claimed by Troy in an upset, able to hold off the number 3 seed, able to hold off the number 2 seed here at the regional. Boston College, big win for Troy in that matchup. And the Trojans able to advance to face the winner of our matchup tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Righty versus righty as Austin Kane swings the first pitch from Luke Coleman and fouls it off right side. As the count is 0-1. Righty-righty matchup here. And a big breaking ball sweeps outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Holman allegedly hit a batter in the first inning. Replay didn't seem to indicate that was the case. That was the only batter to reach so far in the game, as that fastball missed high to Austin Kane, and the count goes to 2-1.
Wind definitely hit his jersey.
Wind definitely did. Ghost Man got him. 2 balls and a strike to count. Breaking ball, swung on a miss. That's a beauty at 81. Couldn't connect, and the count evens. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Some good games going on around the country. Normally do in the opening day of the regional. Chopper third base side. Shelton fields it on a tough hop. Throws to first. Laser in time for out number 1. Boy, that was a tricky hop. The freshman, though, Roger, has gotten so much better defensively as the season's worn on. He's been good offensively the majority of the years, the 22 homers would indicate, but he is really starting to flash the leather a lot more confidently.
Yeah, that's not a play he'd be very comfortable with if it was February or March, but his arm has gotten a lot stronger as the year's gone on.
Righty-lefty matchup here. Standing in is Garrett Felix, the left fielder, who takes ball 1. Felix, a .313 hitter, couple of homers and 30 RBIs. Breaking ball misses in on the shoe tops to get it to 2-0. Righty-lefty matchup continues as that fastball paints the lower outside corner. And it goes to 2-1. We'll be checking the Cook's Pest Control scoreboard throughout the course of our broadcast, as most games are finals now. The 2-1 swung on, fouled off, and it's 2-2 within the league and within the state down at the Auburn Regional. Tigers and the Penn Quakers are going to the 10th. They are tied at 3 apiece. Two-two. Fouled off, almost the same spot. Tennessee beat Charlotte 8-1. Florida beat Florida A&M 3-0. LSU a winner over Tulane 7-2 down in Baton Rouge, and Arkansas beat Santa Clara 13-6. 2-2 misses inside, and the count's now full. Samford in 10 innings, upsetting Southern Miss at that Auburn Regional. So the Bulldogs await the winner of Penn and Auburn in the winner's bracket tomorrow. Payoff pitch, called, third strike. Holman's second strikeout. Gets out number 2 here in the Nicholls half of the second. Scoreless ball game as we are in just the second frame. And with 2 gone, here's McCray Kendrick, left-hand hitting second baseman, a .259 average, 4 homers, and 23 RBIs on the year for him as he takes a breaking ball outside to begin his at-bat. The 1-0. Fastball belted towards right. It is up, and this one is gone. A fair ball that just got over the wall and just inside the foul pole. And the Colonels have taken a 1-0 lead on McCray Kendrick's 5th home run and 24th RBI of the season and the game's very first hit.
It's a rare home run for Nicholls, only the 37th of the year and now 57 games played. You compare 37 home runs for the Colonels compared to the 102 for the Crimson Tide.
And Holman, a rarity to surrender one. That is only the 11th home run that he has given up in 71 innings of work. Wes Toop swings and taps the first pitch foul. Leather left-handed batter. Breaking ball flared towards left. Slicing. It's going to be a fair ball. It just dropped into fair territory. He'll dig for second, and he will arrive standing with a 2-out double. So a homer and a softly hit double down the left field line, and the Colonels have gotten something going here in this second inning. They did it with 2 outs. Caden Amundsen, freshman catcher, will bat now. He's a .232 hitter, no homers, and 14 RBIs. Holman trying to minimize the damage here in the second. Throws a fastball by him, and it's 0-1. The radar gun did not indicate how fast that pitch was, but it was moving. A check of the runner at second. Now the 0-1 pitch. Fastball high and tight. It evens up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Did the fun police take the radar gun out of...
I hope not with these two pitchers.
I would hope not, too. That was kind of interesting to watch for both of them. From the belt, now the 1-1. Fastball strike on the outer half. And the count moves to 1-2.
Sounded like 95 just there.
Sounded 95, 95 and a half. Cool or a pond. Pond be good for you. 2 out, a man at second. And a 1-2 pitch. Fastball missed inside. It's 2-2. Again, that is the 12th or the 11th home run, I should say, given up this year by Holman. He'll stretch and deal a 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, tap foul, third base side. Ladd Rhodes is the third base coach for the Colonels. Gabe Woods, first base coach for the head man, Mike Silva, who's won the Southland Championship and tournament title in just his second year. 2-2 again. Fastball high this time, and the count's full. Really need to get this third out and go get a reset after giving up a 2-out solo homer to the 7th spot in the order. A flare double 1 batter later, and now the 9 hole in the order standing in. Payoff pitch. Swing and a foul ball straight back, and the count stays full. Colonels went 4-0 at the Southland tournament. Again, after winning the regular season title. With 2 gone and a man at second, here comes another payoff pitch, and that's a fastball that just missed outside. Holman thought he had strike 3. Matt Anderson didn't agree. So 2 out, still 2 on, and the top of the order rolling back around. Parker Cadu, shortstop, grounded out right side, his first at bat. Righty-lefty battle, the pitch. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball that gets past Gussetti and then caroms back over his head. Picked up by Holman. It'll be a wild pitch that allows the runners to move up to second and third. I thought we might catch a break immediately as that ball caromed right back at Gussetti. If it is in line with him, he can wheel and throw to third and maybe have a chance at the out. Instead, it carried over his head and the runners move up. Holman will work from the windup again. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Actually, a foul tip, I think, held on to by Gassetti. Regardless, it's an 0-2 count. Here comes the 0-2. And there go the Colonels. A swing and a miss and a high fastball. And that'll retire the side. But the Colonels draw first blood. A run on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 2 stranded in scoring position. And we played 1.5 here in Tuscaloosa. Nicholls 1, Bama nothing on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When you're planning your next visit to Tuscaloosa, explore the upscale options available at the new AC Hotel by Marriott. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown Tuscaloosa, surrounding yourself in luxury and comfort in a spacious room with complimentary Wi-Fi, a smart TV, premium toiletries, and a plush bed, while the rooftop bar and lounge provides the best place in town to wind down after cheering the Crimson Tide to victory. AC Hotel Tuscaloosa Downtown is proud to be a preferred hotel partner of the University of Alabama Athletics. Are you sick of pretending to like boring hard seltzers that leave you feeling bloated? Tired of drinking the same old light beer? No time to make a mixed drink with all those complicated ingredients? Then it's time for you to try something different. Beatbox is now an official sponsor of Alabama and the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Packing an 11.1 APV punch, each Beatbox is bursting with delicious flavors. Beatbox is gluten-free, low sugar, and resealable, so you can always take the party on the go. There ain't no party like a Beatbox party. Roll Tide. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Chris Stewart, Roger Hoover back with you at the Joe. Jerry Kelly running the show back in our CTSN studios in the SEC's baseball. Co-student athlete of the year, Andrew Pinckney will lead things off for the Crimson Tide here in the bottom of the second. Bama trailing Nicholls 1-0. A solo home run from McKay Kendrick, giving the Colonels the 1-0 advantage. First pitch to Pink. Almost got him in the ear hole. That one got away from Jacob Myers. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Pinckney will step back in and wait on the 1-0 offering. Fastball swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. Again, the radar gun not showing. I'm going to guess the NCAA said, no, that's too much fun for everybody. Let's get it out of there. Fastball swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. Fastball misses high and away, and it evens things at 2-2. To the junior, who's batting .350 for the Tide, 16 homers, second most on the team. His 54 RBIs are third. He takes ball 3 high and tight. Run the count full. Pinckney leading it off with Bama trailing 1-0 here in the second. Payoff pitch. Upstairs, ball 4, and Pinckney draws the leadoff walk. First base runner for Alabama. And the Tide's all-time freshman home run leader, Colby Shelton, stands in. 22 home runs this year. No freshman baseball player at the university has slugged more. And he's been really good as of late for Alabama. Lefty hitter against the righty for the Colonels. And the first pitch is low and away for ball 1. Myers coming in at 9-1 with a 1.93 ERA. Hitters batting just 176 off of him this year. The stretch, the 1-0. Upstairs, 2-0. Myers allowing just 6 home runs in his rookie year. The 2-0 pitch, upstairs, 3-0. And that one was really nowhere close. Shelton, of course, a member of the freshman All-SEC team. The stretch, the 3-0 pitch, and there's the strike at the knees. By the way, the 22 homers, fourth most by a tied player in a single season. All classes. 3-1, swing and a miss. Boy, he was looking for number 23 right there, but was late on it. And the count's now full. 5 two-homer games for him this year, as that home run totals fourth in the league, 16th nationally. With a man at first and nobody out, the payoff is due, and there is a called third strike, and he knew it. So after a shaky outing against Pinckney, and then falling behind 3-0 to Shelton, that's a nice job by Myers to battle back, and he'll face Ed Johnson now with 1 out and a man still at first. Big hole on the right side of the infield, as Alvarez will hold Pinckney at first. Runner goes, pitch, a strike. The throw to second will get into center field. Pinckney will hop up. He'll dig for third. He will arrive without a throw. And Bama has the tying run at third base with just 1 out here in the bottom half of inning number 2. And Roger, a guy with a good bat in Johnson. He has 5 stolen bases, 1 sacrifice on the year. Let's see what he opts to do with him here. Guy that runs well. Could lay down a bunt, but also pretty good average. Putting it in play is something he does well, as that one misses outside.
Yeah, maybe out more for the fly ball, the way the fastball's looking so far from Myers. Get the sac fly to tie the game.
Would not disagree with that assessment either. 1-1. Fastball outside. 2 balls and a strike to count. Yeah, mid-90s fastball. Laying that sucker down is not the easiest assignment. Myers looking in, getting the sign from Amundsen. 2-1 pitch. There's a swing and a foul ball straight back, evening things at 2-2. 1-0, Nicholls leading. We're in the bottom of the second. A late start to this one because of a brief gully washer that delayed for 2.5 hours the first game today. 2-2 pitch. Fastball high, and it's 3-2. Myers already at 30 pitches, and we are already, or only I should say, in the second inning. From the belt, he'll look in, stretch and deal. Fastball swung on a miss for strike 3. That is his 4th strikeout among 6 batters faced for Jacob Myers, and it's up to William Hameter. Getting an opportunity to start in this one, with Seidel as the DH in this game. And a discussion between our plate umpire, Matt Anderson, and the head coach, Mike Silva, for Nicholls. And I'm not exactly sure what that's about. Something's being said to the Alabama dugout. I really don't know what it is. Any idea, Roger?
Only thing I think it would be the clock, but that'd be it.
Maybe so.
Hameter maybe taking a little too long to get there.
First pitch to William, Tuscaloosa native, and he takes strike 1. Hameter played at Northridge High School. 227, but a couple of homers, 19 RBIs, and limited opportunities. Only his 21st start of the year. Waiting on an 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. And the count goes to 0-2. Myers back in a groove after a little bit of a shaky start to this frame. Tying run at third, 2 out, but an 0-2 count as well to Hameter. As Pinckney gets his lead down at third base. Fastball high. And it's 1-2. Hameter with a slightly open stance from the left side. Waiting on a 1-2. Takes it high and away. That one almost got to the backstop. Barring a bad carom off the bricks, Pinckney would have likely scored easily. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hamiter. Bama trying to tie it at the bottom of the second. Fastball missed. Started to offer, laid off of it. And the count is now full. Myers has struck out 1 batter on a 3-2 count in this frame. Let's see what he does here. Payoff pitch due with 2 gone to the tying run at third here in the second. Check swing, third base side, charging it. Kane throws. He is in time with a throw. Hamiter hustling down the line, but a nice play by Kane to record the out. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and nobody. Check that, 1 runner left on base for the Crimson Tide. Through 2 innings here in Tuscaloosa. It's 1-0 Nicholls on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Ready for our little forest adventure?
Yes! So much waiting for me. Yeah, I wanna go outside. I wanna be.
We're here.
Whoa, that was fast.
There's a forest closer than you think. Find a park or forest near you and music inspired by nature. DiscoverTheForest.org. Brought to you by USDA Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're not too cool for me. And in return, I reciprocate that sentiment. I'll never be too cool for you. I was a man with a plan, but now I'm a dad with a decree, and you can't take that from me. Please let it be noted that I told my job they can dock my pay. Right now, it's just too important to take you to school every day. I want to be legendary for you. I want you to puff out your chest when you go to school, the same way I do. I walk taller because of you, because I found everything to live for.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
The right field terrace is packed. Every ticket, we understand, has been sold within the stadium itself here at Sewell Thomas. Almost every seat full. The joints jumping. Bama, though, on the wrong end of a 1-0 score as we go to the top of the third. We'll try to change our luck. Jerry Kelly at the controls. I'm Chris Stewart, here to take you through the next 2 innings. My broadcast partner, Roger Hoover.
Thank you, Chris. First man we'll see for Nicholls this inning, Zane Washington, followed by Edgar Alvarez, then Gerardo Villarreal. All against Luke Holman, who did allow that 1 run on 2 hits in the last inning. 1-0 Colonels in front as we start at the top of the third. Holman is ready, and the first pitch. Breaking ball, a slider hit high and deep in the air to right center field. Well back and leaping for it, Andrew Pinckney, but it's over his head, up against the wall for a base hit, and it's a leadoff double for Zane Washington to start the Nicholls top of the third. Well hit by Washington, who came into this tournament red hot. He was the tournament MVP of the Southland tournament, hitting .429. He went 6 for 14 with a .550 on-base percentage. Now 1 for 2 in this NCAA tournament as he starts the third inning with a double. Colonels in front by a 1-0 score. Here is Alvarez batting to the left side. Holman from the stretch. A look at second. And the first pitch. Fastball peppered in for a strike on the lower inside corner. Alvarez hit by a pitch first time up. A .333 hitter, 7 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Holman will look at second. And the pitch. Curveball, tap foul. Just to the on-deck circle where Villarreal is waiting. Strike 2 on Alvarez. Colonels in front by a 1-0 score, top of the third. Solo home run by McKay Kendrick, the only scoring play so far in the top of the second. A look at second, and the 0-2. Upstairs fastball, a slight check swing, really bent to the shoulders, appeal made, and no swing, according to Craig Barron, third base umpire. Seven home runs, most among any starting players for the Colonels. The 1-2. Curveball, missed a little low. Here the fan reaction in Tuscaloosa, hoping that'd be strike 3 for Holman. Already he's picked up 3 strikeouts. Nicholls with 4. And that pitch indeed a little below the strike zone. 2-2 on Alvarez. Washington at second, and the pitch. Fastball fouled back. 92 miles per hour on the radar gun that has been turned back on here at Sewell Thomas Stadium. Two pitchers that really live in the mid-90s. Holman and Myers. Quite a Friday night matchup in Game 1 of this Tuscaloosa Regional for Alabama. Here's the 2-2. Curveball hit up the middle to the shortstop on the ground. Jarvis picks it up, slings it to first for the out. Washington will take third base on the ground, out to short by Alvarez. Nicholls with a 1-0 lead over Alabama, top of the third at the Joe. It's now Washington at third with one gone, and Villarreal, the DH, to the plate. First pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike one. Crimson Tide infield all hustled to the very front of the dirt and onto the first cut of green grass. Infield in with only one gone, trying to keep Washington at third while trying to get the second out. Here's the 0-1. Slider, swing, and a foul tip, held on to by the catcher, strike two. 1-0 Colonels in front, top of the third. Holman having to deal with Washington at third base, only one gone. Now in front as he goes from the full windup. The 0-2. Fastball elevated for ball one. Gassetti was already up in his crouch when he caught that pitch. And Washington creeping off third again. Ladd Rhodes, third base coach, with him step for step down the third base line. Holman ready, and the 1-2. Curveball a little north of the zone. Little upstairs, and it's 2-2. Austin Kane waiting on deck. Colonel's already in front by a run and knocking on the door with Washington at third and one gone. 2-2 to Villarreal. Fastball swing, and that's fouled straight back. 93 miles per hour on the heater by Luke Holman. Pitching for the Crimson Tide in Alabama's first game in this Tuscaloosa Regional. Sophomore from Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania with the 2-2. Slider is softly tapped on the grass. Holman picks it up, looks to third, throws to first for the out. Excellent work by Luke Holman, going in between the mound and home plate, picking it up on the grass, and did exactly what he was supposed to do. Look back at third base, keeping Washington there, and throwing out Villarreal for out number two. It's now 2 away, 1-0. Nicholls leading Alabama top of the third here at Sewell Thomas Stadium. Austin Kane steps in from the right side. Normal depth for the infield, if anything, playing a little back at the moment with Kane stepping in. Righty on righty, Holman set, and the first pitch. Low and in the dirt, this bounces away from Gassetti just behind Kane in the right-handed batter's box. Washington stays at third. Kane's first trip to the plate, a ground out to third base. Kane transferred to Nicholls from Heartland Community College. Spent 2 years there, 2019 to 2020. Now time called as Gassetti takes off his PitchCom device and will head back to the front of Alabama's dugout and get a replacement PitchCom device, so that will delay us for a couple of moments as communication gets set for Alabama's catcher, Matt Gassetti. Still time to join the Alabama football waiting list for the 2023 season. The waiting list is your pathway to season tickets, and members now get special access to special football ticket offers throughout the year. Sign up by June 15th at rolltide.com/waiting list. New PitchCom wristband for Matt Gassetti, Crimson Tide catcher. Now he's good to go behind home plate. Want to know the count and the pitch by Holman. Fastball is swung on and popped up high, deep down the right field line. Foul territory. Williamson is over right up against the line. He'll make the grab. Drew Williamson in foul territory catches the pop out, and Washington is stranded at third. The Colonels do not score in the top of the third. Bottom of inning number 3 coming up. It's still Nicholls 1 and Alabama 0. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
In SEC sports, the ifs come at you every minute. What if your QB had released the ball a second earlier? What if the head coach hadn't used his last timeout? What if your team goes all the way this season? If you love the tradition, if you live for the rivalry, if you can't wait each week for the absolute edge of your seat action, Regions is right there with you as the official bank of the SEC.
Regions can't help you with the F's in sports. Regions helps you embrace the fan life.
Member FDIC.
The excitement of our championship teams is in full force. But the battle against COVID-19 isn't finished, as the need to protect our community is still ongoing. I'm Jordan Battle. And I'm Henry Toto. We're here to remind fans across Alabama to protect those around you by getting your COVID-19 vaccine and any boosters. Free vaccinations are available for everyone 6 months and older at county health departments and in retail locations within your communities. Visit alcovidvaccine.gov for more information. Stay safe and roll tide.
Bottom of the third, Nicholls with a 1-0 lead against Alabama. This bottom of the third inning brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. Go to rolltide.com/auto owners. Partner with an independent Alabama agent and provide local, personalized insurance expertise today. Start this bottom of the third inning with the Crimson Tide due to the plate with Matt Cassetti, followed by Caden Rose, then Jim Jarvis. Good salute service sponsored by the NCAA. Veterans are standing, getting a round of applause just a few days after Memorial Day here in Tuscaloosa. Matt Cassetti ready to go for the Crimson Tide to lead off this bottom of the third against the Southland Conference Freshman of the Year, essentially the pitcher of the year. Jacob Myers rocks back, the lanky right-hander's first pitch. Cassetti shows bunt, pulls the yellow barrel back as that misses for ball one, a fastball at 93 miles per hour. Next pitch. Cassetti again showing bunt, pulling back, and that pitch is in there for a strike according to home plate umpire Matt Anderson. Ball and a strike on Cassetti, a .250 hitter, 1-1. Swing and a miss. Kept the bat on his shoulder that time before the pitch came in, but a healthy cut at a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Now he's down to his last strike. Myers with the 1-2. Fastball reached for, popped up. High to the left side of the infield. The shortstop Cam Sumter it and makes a two-handed catch. Parker Cadu putting away the pop out by Cassetti to start the bottom of the third. Colonels lead the Crimson Tide 1-0 bottom of the third in the Tuscaloosa Regional. First pitch to Rhodes. Missing a little inside for ball one. Fastball at 93 miles per hour. Rose, a .252 hitter, 6 home runs, along with 22 runs batted in. Next pitch. Fastball low. 2 balls and no strikes to Alabama's Caden Rose, junior from Madison, Alabama. Next pitch. Fastball swung on and popped up. High on the infield, right behind second base on the dirt. Second baseman Kendrick there. He surrounds it in leather for out number 2. Couple of infield pop-ups for the Tide in the bottom of the third. Alabama trailing Nicholls 1-0 bottom of the third here at the Joe. Now Jim Jarvis steps in from the left side. Base is empty with 2 outs. First pitch by Myers. Upstairs for a ball. Jarvis struck out swinging first trip to the plate. A bit of a slow start of the SEC tournament, 1-0. Fastball high, 2-0. Jarvis, of course, hit by a pitch, did not record a base hit in the final game against Vanderbilt. Ended up going 1 for 17. Pitch. Fastball for a strike. Lower outside corner to the lefty hitter, and it's 2-1. So that means maybe some good things are headed for the senior. Here's the 2-1. Here's a swing, and that's fouled back. If Jarvis ever slumped during the regular season, maybe one weekend, he would roar back with a vengeance the very next weekend. So hopefully that's the case from the SEC tournament to the NCAA regional. 2-2 on its way. Fastball hit on the ground to the second baseman, standing in shallow right field. Kendrick's got it, angles a short throw to first for the out, and this inning is over. The Crimson Tide set down an order for a second time tonight in 3 innings by Jacob Myers. 4th inning coming up, it remains Nicholls with a 1-0 lead against Alabama. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
To your children's eyes to see the true magic of a forest. It's a storybook world for them. You look and see a tree. They see the wrinkled face of a wizard with arms outstretched to the sky. They see treasure in pebbles. They see a windy path that could lead to adventure. And they see you, their fearless guide through this fascinating world.
Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
Top of the fourth, it's 1-0 Nicholls leading Alabama here in Tuscaloosa. This fourth inning brought to you by Bojangles. Download the new Bojangles app and bring the flavor to your next baseball tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and all the fixings. All by ordering ahead on the convenient Bojangles app. It's Bo time, y'all. Crimson Tide with Luke Coleman back to work. Did allow a run on the solo homer back in the second inning by McKay Kendrick, but navigated through a scoreless third inning. He's had to deal with traffic on the base paths so far in each and every inning against Nicholls. Nicholls, a team that only hit .288. I mentioned before, not much of a home run hitting team, 36 home runs, more of a small ball team, 23 stolen or sacrifice bunts on the year. First pitch on the way. Garrett Felix taking high and outside for ball one on a fastball by Luke Coleman. Felix struck out looking first time up on a fastball at 93 miles per hour. 1-0 the lefty hitter. Slider, a check swing, and a called strike. Makes it a ball and a strike to Garrett Felix. Now the 1-1. Swing and a Baltimore chop slowly on the ground to the shortstop. Jarvis from the dirt throws to first for the out. One nothing. Colonels in front of the Crimson Tide. Top of the fourth at Sewell Thomas Stadium as we approach 10 o'clock Central Time for Alabama's first game in the Tuscaloosa NCAA Regional. First pitch, Kendrick takes a strike. Home run is last time up. The solo shot down the right field line. Early difference in this contest. Nicholls in front by a 1-0 score. Holman ready and the 0-1. Curveball low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kendrick. Got a great diving catch going from second base to right field on April 1st against Lamar. Fell onto the turf, playing it home in Thibodaux. Became the #1 play on SportsCenter. 1-1. Breaking ball outside to the lefty batter, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Matter of fact, the Colonels have had 2 plays be the #1 play on SportsCenter this year in the top 10 plays. Now the 2-1 pitch. Fastball missed a little inside. And a count of 3 balls and a strike. Base is empty, 1 gone. Colonels in front by a run, 3-1. Fastball, chip foul right to the backstop. Now we'll stay at 3 balls and 2, or now go to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Holman takes his glove off, massages the baseball just a bit. Now ready to go from the full windup. Count full on Kendrick, and the payoff pitch. Fastball fouled back to the netting. Kendrick sticking around at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 4th regional appearance for Nicholls. First one since 1998. Winners of Southland in the regular season and the tournament. Payoff pitch on the way. Fastball called third strike. Lower inside corner. Kendrick thought it was a bit too far inside, but it's a strikeout for Luke Coleman, his 4th of this ball game. With that, 2 gone, nobody on base. Top of the 4th inning, Colonels in front by a 1-0 score against Alabama. First pitch, Toops, a lefty batter swings and knocks it foul. He picked up a softly hit double down the left field line his last time up, one of the 3 hits for the Colonels in the game. Stewart started his career at LSU, played with the Tigers in the pandemic-shortened season of 2020. 0-1. Fastball fouled back to the netting again, and it snowballs in 2 strikes. A chance for Holman to get his first 1-2-3 inning of this ball game. Nicholls with a 1-0 lead, top of the 4th. Holman set from the full windup, rocks back in the 0-2. Swing and a foul tip. Catching a piece of a changeup that time was Toops. Bases empty with 2 gone, top of the 4th inning. Now the 0-2. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Luke Holman dials it up to 93 miles per hour as he racks up his 5th strikeout of the game, and it's a 1-2-3, top of the 4th for the Colonels. Bottom of the 4th coming up. It remains Nicholls 1 and Alabama 0. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
And the pitch.
A swing so powerful it takes our breath away.
Whoa, what a grab.
A double play that has us high-fiving strangers, swaying together with every take-me-out to the ball game, and the rally that brings us to our feet as one. At Alabama Power, we believe that sharing 9 innings of baseball makes us a better community. It's a powerful spirit that energizes the communities we serve. It's power for a better Alabama. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Bama fans, college baseball is back. Rally up your friends with a cold, refreshing Dos Equis lager to watch your team hit it out of the park on game day. Whether you're hanging out at the bar with your fellow Bama fans or watching with a friend who went to that other school, Dos Equis is there to celebrate every strikeout. So grab a cold, crisp Dos Equis and roll Tide. Dos Equis, proud partner of the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2023. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Getting ready to start the bottom of the 4th at the Joe. Nicholls with a 1-0 lead against Alabama. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. That's 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Bottom of the 4th, 1-0. Colonels lead the Crimson Tide. Tommy Seidel will be the first man to the plate. This is Roger Hoover alongside Chris Stewart. Game being produced back at our Learfield studios by Cherry Kelly. Ethan Carabin producing tonight's booth cam on the CTSN YouTube channel. So hello to everybody watching along with us. Glad to have you aboard for the Crimson Tide starting its run in the Tuscaloosa Regional. First pitch on the way to Seidel. Barrels a bit inside for ball 1. The hard-throwing right-hander, Jacob Myers. Seidel, a foul pop-out first time up. Next pitch is a fastball, and there for a strike at 95 miles per hour. Myers has talked about his success as a freshman. He said, believing in himself, believing in his team, all his teammates has been key. 1-1. Fastball ran too far inside. 94 miles per hour, 2-1. His pitching coach Livingston and along with Coach Silva have been helping him mostly with off-speed pitches. Fastball's kind of been there since his high school days. Next one is swung on and lifted high in the air to left. Backing up on it is Felix to the warning track, now 2 steps back onto the grass. He'll make a catch just shy of the track for the out. Fly out to left by Tommy Seidel, and that'll send Drew Williamson to the plate with the Colonels in front by a 1-0 score, bottom of the 4th.
Just missed getting enough of that one, Roger, to give it a ride.
Really no wind tonight either. Maybe a slight breeze to right field, if anything. First pitch, swing and a miss. Good fastball on 93. Or strike 1 to Williamson. Strikeout looking is first time to the plate. Next pitch, low and outside, and the count's an even 1-1. Last time to the plate for Williamson in this ballpark, May 19th, he homered. 3-run shot against Ole Miss. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Now it's ball and 2 strikes. That was after Seidel had an RBI single to give Alabama a 2-1 lead against Ole Miss. And then 3-run blast by Williamson made it 5-1. That would be the final score as Alabama completed a doubleheader sweep and a series sweep against the Rebs. 1-2. Curveball called third strike. Lower outside corner. Williamson strikes out looking for his second time tonight. 5 strikeouts for Myers. He's now matched Holman in strikeouts, both pretty similar. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. 1-0 Colonels in front, bottom of the 4th. 2 gone, no one on base for Pinckney. First pitch. Fastball spiked in the dirt low for ball 1. Pinckney drew a walk last time up, eventually got to third base on a stolen base E2. 1-0. Fastball for a strike. And at the hands, 94 miles per hour, 1-1. Next pitch on the way. Fastball fouled back to the netting, and it's a ball and 2 strikes against Pinckney. Chance for Myers to get what would be his 3rd perfect inning out of the 4 innings he's worked so far today. Alabama still looking for its first hit in the bottom of the 4th. Now the 1-2. Slider for a called 3rd strike, lower outside corner. Pinckney strikes out looking, and that will close out a 1-2-3 bottom of the 4th, turned in by Myers. 5th inning coming up. It remains Nicholls 1 and Alabama nothing. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is an important message from the Mine Safety and Health Administration. Mining fatalities, accidents, and injuries are preventable. Taking a minute to approach your task safely can protect you and your fellow miners from injury and death. Staying alert and focused can keep you safe. Do it safe. Do it right. Whether buckling a seatbelt or securing equipment, these quick safety measures can prevent injuries and fatalities. Take time. Save lives. For more resources, visit MSHA.gov.
Farming is dangerous. There's dangers all around us.
We go through safety training and try and do these things to make sure accidents don't happen.
You don't want to hit a gas pipe because that's your life. The other part of it is if you hit certain things, you're liable for it.
Farm Safe 811 starts with you. Always call 811 and wait for any underground lines to be marked.
Always keep safety in the back of your mind. Just stay humble.
For more information, go to farmsafe811.org.
Top of the 5th, Colonels 1, Crimson Tide nothing. This 5th inning brought to you by Residence Inn, located along the peaceful banks of the Black Warrior River. Residence Inn, Tuscaloosa, a short drive from campus and downtown. Their studio and 1-bedroom suites feature fully equipped kitchens, flat panel smart TVs, smart workspaces, and free high-speed Wi-Fi. Residence Inn, Tuscaloosa, not just a room, it's a residence. We'll start this top of the 5th inning. It'll be Amundsen to the plate, followed by Cadu and Washington. Back on the call, Chris Stewart.
Roger, thank you so very much. Quick check of the Cooks Pest Control scoreboard. Auburn Regional. Samford upsetting Southern Miss earlier today 4-2, but an even bigger upset. The Penn Quakers, the 4 seed, beating Auburn 6-3 in 11 innings. So it's Penn and Samford in the winners bracket down on the Plains. Tomorrow night, Baton Rouge Regional. LSU beats Tulane 7-2, and Oregon State easily over Sam Houston 18-2. First pitch swinging. Popping it up right side, Amundsen. Foul ground, coming over Ed Johnson to make the grab for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 gone here in the Nicholls half of the 5th. Holman, 4 innings so far, 4 1/3 actually. 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. He's given up 2 doubles, and unfortunately, the home run off the bat of Kendrick, that was in the 2nd inning. It's the only run so far. Ground ball right side, foul. Off the bat of Parker Cadu, the leadoff man of the order, who's 0 for 2. A run on 3 hits and an error for Nicholls. Zeros across the board for Alabama. There's a shot down the right field line. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Pinckney will cut it off. The runner's going to try for second. Here comes the throw. It's in time. Tag applied. He is out. What a throw. Andrew Pinckney. They didn't get the memo down in Thibodeau. Don't run on Pink. What a play by the Bama right fielder. One of the best in the nation. And hopefully that will jumpstart this crowd. Better than 6,000 here at the Joe. And that's my estimate based on our standing room, which is crammed in the right field terrace. And every grandstand seat sold here inside the Joe as well. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Zane Washington. 2 out, nobody aboard for Nicholls as the fastball swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. Unbelievable play except that it's not unbelievable because it was pink. Little chopper left side. Jarvis fields it on a convenient hop. Fires to first in time for out number 3. No runs, a hit, no errors, nobody left. We have reached the midway point here at the Joe. Time to find the bats. Bama down 1-0 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
We are DCH. We were built to protect and persevere, to help and to heal, to provide care that's as strong as this community. With steadfast dedication and hearts of gold, no matter what life throws at us, we've got you covered, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you back to what matters most, your life. DCH, champions for your health.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Hey, when you're in Tuscaloosa, stay at the new Homewood Suites, convenience downtown Tuscaloosa and the University of Alabama campus, which this weekend is the host of the NCAA Tuscaloosa Regional. Alabama baseball, the number 16 seed and host institution, taking on Nicholls State University, the Colonels from Nicholls. A 1-0 lead over Alabama going to the bottom half of inning number 5. A run on 4 hits for the Colonels. They committed a meaningless error. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Tide. And Colby Shelton will try to change that for Alabama. The number 5 hitter in the order struck out looking his first at bat after getting ahead in the count 3-0 to the right-hander Jacob Myers, who has struck out 6 of the Bama batters that he has faced so far. First pitch to Colby, misses low, and it's 1-0. That's the 61st pitch thrown by the right-hander so far. 13 batters faced, 6 strikeouts. We knew he was a good one, and seeing the freshman in person, he was not overhyped. That is for certain. Mid-90s at the start of the game with a fastball from the right side. The 1-0, swing and a miss, and it's 1-1, 92 on that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch misses down and in, and it's 2-1. Fastball inside, gets it to 3-1. Not the first time, as we just mentioned, that Shelton's been ahead of the count to Myers. Let's see if he can have a better result here. 3-1, swung on, pop foul, backing out of play. I'll say this, despite not having a hit, the cuts are much better for Alabama the second time through, and the contact being made better for Jason Jackson's Tide. Payoff, belted, but hooked foul. Boy, he guessed right, but he was out in front. I don't know if that one would have gotten over the wall, but if it'd been fair, it'd have gone right through it. Another payoff pitch is due. And it is lined toward right, and that's going to drop in for extra bases. Shelton's going to make the turn around first. He's going to dig for second. The throw is not going to be made, and he's going to head for third. It's a long throw in, and it is not in time, and it'll be a leadoff triple for Shelton. Maybe a double and an error. We'll wait and see. Washington really struggled to get that one in, but Colby Shelton gets the tying run to third with nobody out here in the home half of the 5th. Yeah, that one caromed off the edge of the wall, and I think it'll be a triple all the way for Colby. And now Bama with Ed Johnson at the plate, and the tying run 90 feet away here in the bottom of the 5th. That's the first hit of the game for the Tide, and it's a triple. Johnson, a strikeout victim his last time up, takes ball 1 low and away. Bama fans here in full force on the edge of their seats, ready to have something to get really excited about. The 1-0. Line drive, deep left field. This one is going to be to the warning track. It's going to be caught there by Felix. Tagging and scoring easily will be Colby Shelton. What do you say? Let's start over. We're tied at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the 5th.
I called the Johnson sack fly, just came 2 innings later.
There you go. You did indeed. It doesn't matter when you're right. It's only matters that you are. Tell you, when that left his bat, I didn't think it had tied the game. I thought it had given Bama the lead, but held up a little bit. Now we got a fresh start. 1 out, nobody on, and William Hameter at the plate. He takes a fastball high. That was the 70th pitch thrown by Myers so far in this ball game. And we're in the bottom of the 5th. Fastball inside. That one almost clipped William. And the count goes to 2-0. Hameter grounded out to third on a check swing in his first at bat. 2-0 pitch, a little pop, third base side. Should be an easy play for Kane, and he does make it for out number 2. So 2 down here in the Bama half of the 5th, and that'll bring up Matt Gassetti. Bama catcher popped out to short his first time up. 248 hitter, 7 homers, 5 doubles. And 28 RBIs on the year. Takes a fastball high, and it's 1-0. He is more than capable of running into one. And we've seen it 7 times already this season. Shift on to the left side of the infield as he hits this one a mile high, but foul and out of Sewell Thomas Stadium. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Righty-righty matchup is Myers will rock and fire the 1-1 pitch. Big sweeping breaking ball that's missed. And it's 1-2. One-two offering. Breaking ball high. And it's 2-2. Gassetti, the 8-hole hitter. Caden Rose would be next. 2-2 pitch. Little tapper foul, third base side. That rated the third base coach barehanding that one. Ryan Feynman, the first base coach for the Crimson Tide. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball in the dirt. Dropped initially by Amundsen, but he'll pick it up. Throw to first in time for the out. Bama, though, gets a run on a hit. The leadoff triple from Shelton. The sac fly from Johnson, and we go to the 6th. We're tied at 1. Alabama and Nicholls here at the NCAA Tuscaloosa Regional, the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Question: what will you find on all over-the-counter or OTC medicine packages to help you choose the right drug and use it safely? The answer: the drug facts label. This label lists the medicine's active ingredients and purpose, how much to take, and warnings you should know before using it. Remember, even OTC medicines you buy without a prescription can cause side effects you don't want. So follow the information listed on the drug facts label. For more information, visit fda.gov/drug facts label. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Some of the best sounds you'll ever hear are generic, safe, effective, even money-saving, just like FDA-approved generic drugs. Even if they don't come in the exact same color or shape as their brand name equivalents, they have the same key ingredients and go through a rigorous review process. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today and visit fda.gov/generic drugs. Generics are safe, effective, and can save you money. You'll like the sound of that.
Hey, Beatbox is now an official sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Each Beatbox bursting with delicious flavors, gluten-free, low sugar, and resealable. Look for it across the Southeast for your next tailgate. We got a 1-1 ball game. Alabama's tied it up with Nicholls as we head to the top half of the 6th inning. Jerry Kelly is our studio engineer. I'm Chris Stewart, here to take you through the next 2 frames. My broadcast partner, Roger Hoover.
Thank you so much, Chris Stewart. Edgar Alvarez, first baseman, stepping in from the left side against Luke Holman. So far, Holman, 5 innings of work, allowing a run on 4 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Right now, Holman at 74 pitches, 51 for strikes. Righty versus lefty to start the top of the 6th and the first pitch. Swing, and that's popped high and foul onto the roof behind home plate for strike one. Alvarez hit by a pitch in the first to ground out to short last time up against Holman. For the full windup, sophomore with the 0-1. Fastball lasered foul to the edge of the Crimson Tide dugout, third base side. Cade Woods currently warming up in the Crimson Tide bullpen, a right-hander. As Holman again is at 76 pitches, working into the sixth. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch to Alvarez. Curveball missing upstairs. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Starting pitching has been so good for Alabama. Holman, McMillan, McNary in the weekend rotation, and that's without 2 key arms, and Ben Hess Grayson hit 1-2. Fastball is swung on and launched high and deep in the air to center field. Rose all the way back to the warning track. He'll reach for it at the wall. Cannot make the catch as this will stay in the ballpark. Alvarez racing past second base. Here comes the throw on to third base offline, and in there safely is Alvarez with a triple. It's now the go-ahead run standing at third with nobody out, top of the 6th inning. Caden Rose did all he could to try and make that catch in straightaway center field. As Alvarez starts this inning with a triple. Went off the glove. It took an extra great effort by Rose to get back there. That's why there was not an error on the play, even though it did come in contact with the glove. Caden had so much ground to cover in a very short amount of time. So extraordinary effort by Rose, just couldn't haul it in. Infield in. First pitch to the righty batter via Real. Fastball low and inside, ball 1. Couple of groundouts for Villarreal, 1 to second and 1 to the pitcher. In a similar spot like this, infield in, runner at third, 1-0. Slider, swing and a miss, and the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. When I mentioned the starters have been strong, the Crimson Tide pitching staff 26-8. The starting pitchers, that's with a 3.67 ERA this year, 1-1. Fastball missed, a little low and outside, 2-1. And also, they've not been blown up early in any losses, averaging 4.2 innings per start, especially in league play. Had really no tough nights from the jump. 2-1. Fastball high, and it's 3 balls and a strike. But Alabama's starting pitchers have limited the opposition to a 2.19 average. Runner at third, nobody out. 3-1 on its way to Villarreal. Fastball hit high and deep in the air to right center field. Going back on this is Pinckney. He'll make the catch on the warning track for the out. Tagging from third, scoring without a play is Alvarez, and it's a sacrifice fly by Gerardo Villarreal that brings home Alvarez to give the Colonels a 2-1 lead over the Crimson Tide in the top of the 6th. Last 2 scoring plays, sacrifice flies, 1 for Alabama, bottom of the 5th to tie the game. Now Nicholls back in front, 2-1. First pitch to Kane. Righty on righty, curveball dropped in for a strike, lower outside corner. Sac fly by Villarreal. He drives in his 31st run of the year. It's only the first out, top of the 6th inning. The pitch in the dirt, and the count to an even 1 ball and 1 strike. Kane, a ground that's third, a foul pop out to first base brought the 3rd inning to a close as Holman escaped one of the bigger jams in this ballgame. Pitch, here's a fastball, swing and a miss. Upstairs heater at 92 miles per hour, and it's 1-2. Holman already with 1 walk compared to 5 strikeouts. Base is empty, 1 gone, the 1-2. Just a little upstairs, so the fastball at 91 miles per hour, 2-2. Holman getting set, and the 2-2. Inside. Hands high again, and it's 3-2. But Holman, a great credit to interim head coach and pitching coach Jason Jackson. Really developed well after an up-and-down year out of the bullpen last year, and a rough fall from what we heard. Payoff pitch. Swing, and that's hit foul on the ground first base side. A year ago, he was 0-2 out of the bullpen with a 5.68 ERA, 15 games in relief. Showed some flashes, had 24 strikeouts in 19 innings. But, again, in fall competition, very up and down, and even preseason camp in January spilling into February. Started the year, though, as a midweek starter, did throw against Richmond in relief on opening day, but since then, really good since he joined the rotation second week of league play. Pitch swung on and popped high and foul. First base side, 3-2. Joined the starting rotation against Kentucky. Did not pitch in the first SEC weekend against Florida. And solid work all throughout. I mentioned not being blown up early. His shortest start was actually at Missouri. Only went 4 innings in a game Alabama would win. 3-2. Swing and a hard hit roller to a diving third baseman, Shelton, to his left. He's got it. Throws to first for the out. Excellent glove work by Colby Shelton, the Crimson Tide freshman, throwing out Kane for out number 2. With that, it'll be Garrett Felix to the plate. 2-1. Nicholls leading Alabama in the top of the 6th.
Did I mention Shelton's getting better defensively?
I think you brought it up a time or two.
Wow.
Man. Felix stepping in from the left side. 2 gone and nobody on base. Crimson Tide trailing by a run. First pitch. Fastball missing elbow high and in for ball 1. Felix 0 for 2. Ground out short last time up after striking out looking in the second. Now the 1-0 by Holman. Curveball way outside, low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. 2-1 Nicholls leading Alabama top of the 6th inning. 2-0. Fastball blew it by him, swing and a miss at 91 miles per hour. 2-1 to Felix. Holman's next pitch will be his 95th of the ball game. Here it is. Fastball, inner half of the plate for a strike. 2-2. Chance for him to get through 6 innings, really set up the bullpen well for the rest of the weekend. Base is empty, 2 gone. Holman with a 2-2. Curveball missed, lower outside corner. Framed well by Gassetti, but indeed off the plate, full count. Only 1 walk compared to 5 strikeouts. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball low and outside, ball 4. That's the second walk of the game for Holman and the first one since the second inning. And Cade Woods has been ready in the Crimson Tide bullpen if needed. Holman right now at 97 pitches through 5 2/3 innings. 2-1, Nicholls leading Alabama, top of the 6th inning. And here is Kendrick, who homered back in the second. Righty against lefty. Holman from the stretch, first pitch. Fastball is chipped high and foul behind home plate for strike 1. With 2 outs, the Colonels 2 for 7 so far in this ball game. Right now trying to extend this top of the 6th inning against Holman and possibly knock him out of the game. If Kendrick can reach and bring up Toops, who waits on deck. Runner at first, 2 gone. Holman from the belt. The 0-1. Fastball low, and the count to an even 1 ball and 1 strike. That heater coming in at 90 miles per hour to McKay Kendrick. Humboldt, Texas native, transferred to Nicholls from Angelina Community College, where he spent 2 years with the Roadrunners. Ball and a strike. Holman set, and the pitch. Fastball is swung on, hit high in the air to center. Running in is Caden Rose. Jim Jarvis going back. It'll be Jim Jarvis, the shortstop. It'll run it down, make the over-the-shoulder catch to close out the inning. But the damage done, the leadoff triple by Alvarez set up the Villarreal sacrifice fly. And as we move to the bottom of the 6th in Tuscaloosa, it's now Nicholls back in front by a 2-1 score. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
By now, your daily routine is probably a little too routine. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to start playing by your own rules and escape the routine so your fantasy becomes reality? Where every night is an adventure, where new flavors are ready to be tasted, where it feels like you're a winner. Take a chance. Reward yourself. Make your routine anything but routine. Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and WindCreekCasino.com.
Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac is a local family-owned dealership in Tuscaloosa. Barkley has an award-winning service department, a state-of-the-art body shop, and a beautiful showroom waiting to welcome you. And BarkleyGMC.com opens our online showroom to you. So do what thousands of satisfied customers have already done. Get your new car, truck, or SUV from Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, keeping Crimson Tide fans on the road for over 42 years.
Bottom of the sixth inning, Alabama trailing Nicholls by a 2-1 score, as we'll see the Crimson Tide to the plate, still against Nicholls right-hander Jacob Myers. Be sure to visit the Bryant Museum on your next trip to Tuscaloosa. It's located on the UA campus, just across from Sewell Thomas Stadium. Open every day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., except on Mondays. Access online at bryantmuseum.com. First batter up will be Caden Rose, a pop out to second, his first trip to the plate. 2-1, Crimson Tide trailing, getting to play at home for an NCAA regional for the first time since 2006. Myers still working on the mound for the Colonels. Gave up his first run of the ball game in the last inning after the leadoff triple by Shelton, a sac fly by Johnson. First pitch on the way. Fastball runs high and tight at 94 miles per hour for ball one. Rose followed by Jarvis and Seidel. 9, 1, and 2 in the order. Now the 1-0. Fastball high and a little off the plate this time to the righty batting Caden Rose, and it's 2-0. 2-0 pitch. Fastball, and check swing liner that went foul to the front fence of the dugout on the Nicholls side, first base side. It's just out of play, and it's 2-ball, 1 strike count. D1 Baseball previews every regional. Here's a 2-1. Here's a swing, and this one's popped up high up the elevator chute behind home plate, and finally out of reach onto the roof. 2-2. Naming the best pitcher, it kind of names the best defensive player, best hitter for power, best hitter for average. They said best pitcher was clearly Jacob Myers, freshman of the year in the Southland Conference. 2-2. Fastball lined down the left field line. That'll drop in for a base hit and bounce up against the wall. Rose with great speed, hustling to second. He'll cruise to second with a double, and it's a great start for the Crimson Tide, bottom of the sixth. Some production in the 9 spot of the order from Caden Rose. A leadoff double to start the bottom of the sixth. He's the tying run with great speed at second base. Jim Jarvis representing the top of the order to the plate with nobody out. Alabama trailing Nicholls by a 2-1 score. Third baseman Nolan Kane playing even with the bag, maybe even a couple steps in at third. First pitch. Jarvis shows bunt, lays it down on the grass in between the mound and home plate. Myers off the mound, picks it up, throws to first for the out. It is a good sacrifice for Jarvis as Rose moves to third. Job well done by Jim Jarvis on the sacrifice bunt. Taking a page out of the Colonels playbook, a team that opts to play a lot more small ball, but at the great speed of Caden Rose, you're able to get a good sacrifice bunt by Jarvis to move him to third. With one gone, Tommy Seidel steps in for the right side. Rose at third with only one out is the tying run in this game. First pitch. Bounces into home plate. Blocked by the chest protector of Amundsen, the catcher. 1-0 to Tommy Seidel. Listed as questionable going into this tournament. The leg injury that cost him the final game and a half of the SEC tournament after he finished 5 for his last 5 at the plate, including that great 3-run double against Florida in the 11th inning in a game that the Crimson Tide unfortunately would lose. 1-0. Fastball for a strike. Extreme lower outside corner. 1-1. Here, the action of the crowd here at the Joe. Hasn't been a strike for much of the night in Matt Anderson's strike zone. Ball on the strike to Seidel here. And the pitch. Slider chipped foul by Seidel. Coming in at 81 miles per hour. Just hit foul, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to the Crimson Tide. Designated hitter Tommy Seidel. Drew Williamson waits on deck. Some activity in the bullpen for the Colonels. Ball and 2 strikes on Seidel. Myers with a pitch. And that's fouled back. Again, Seidel tried to check his swing, similar to Rose earlier in his at-bat, knocking it just foul. That time back to the netting. And it remains a ball and 2 strikes on the Harvard graduate. And the Crimson Tide MBA student, Tommy Seidel. Alabama trailing 2-1, bottom of the 6th inning. The 1-2. Fastball high. 94 miles per hour, 2-2. Gavin Gailey warming up in the bullpen, one of the top relief options. 2-2 on Seidel. Rose at third, one gone. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Seidel tried to check his swing as he also tried to chase low and outside on a slider. And a strikeout for Myers, his 7th of the ballgame. Correction is 8th. So with that 2 gone, Caden Rose, the tying run, still standing at third. Now the overshift on to the left side, the right side of the infield against the lefty batting Williamson. First pitch on the way. Curveball is belted high and deep down the right field line, onto the warning track for a base hit, then bouncing over the wall. It'll be a ground rule double for Drew Williamson, bringing home Caden Rose to tie this game at 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Williamson had struck out its first 2 times to the plate against Myers. But a deep line drive to right field, bounced on the warning track dirt, hopped over the green wall to all the right field Ragers, and it's a brand new game. Tied at 2, bottom of the 6th inning. Now he's the go-ahead run at second, Drew Williamson. 2 gone for Andrew Pinckney. Pitch. Fastball missing upstairs at 93 miles per hour for ball 1. Pinckney a walk, a strikeout looking, and now Mike Silva, head coach of the Colonels, out of the dugout. That looks like it'll be it for the Southland pitcher and freshman of the year, Jacob Myers, who has shown some flashes of brilliance tonight against Alabama, only allowing to this point 2 runs on 3 hits. We'll see whether or not Myers gets to stay in against Pinckney. Again, 2 right-handers have been warming up in the bullpen for the Colonels. Gailey and Nico Saltala Formaggio. 2 right-handers getting loose. We'll see what Nicholls wants to do. Gavin Gailey, Nico Saltala Formaggio. And it will be Myers getting to stay in against Pinckney. After the mound visit, Myers staying in. His pitch count at 92. 1-0 to Pinckney. And the pitch. Fastball low and inside. Went just behind the catcher, but a quick pickup by Amundsen as the ball was at the right foot of home plate umpire Matt Anderson. Williamson staying at second, representing a very key run in this ball game. Tide and Colonels all even at 2, bottom of the 6th inning. Teams trading single runs here in the bottom of the 6th. 2-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 91 with good movement as well. Myers from Gonzales, Louisiana. Certainly intends to continue his career at Nicholls, but if he were to hit the transfer portal, I think a lot of SEC teams would come calling. I'll look at second. 2-1. Fastball high and off the plate, 3-1. Might be pitching around Pinckney just a little bit in order to face Shelton, who has picked up a triple, but it may not be Myers that would face Shelton. First base open with 2 gone. Williamson at second. 3-1 the counts Pinckney. And the pitch. Fastball swing and a foul tip. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Andrew Pinckney. Andrew Pinckney, a .344 hitter with runners in scoring positioning, has been great with 2 outs this year, hitting .354. Williamson at second, 2 gone. Payoff pitch. Fastball high and outside, ball 4, and the walk continues the bottom of the 6th. Decision time for Mike Silva. Does he stick with Myers or go to one of his options in the bullpen? Colby Shelton stepping in. Slight overshift to the right side. Myers will stay in against the lefty, who tripled last time up. First pitch. Shelton takes the fastball high at 91 miles per hour for ball 1. Velocity is down over this inning for Myers. Early on, he was dialing it up to 96, 97, 98 miles per hour. Sitting in the low 90s right now. 2 on, 2 out. 2-2 game in the 6th. The pitch. High and outside again. Again, 91 miles per hour. And it's 2-0 on Shelton. Shelton's last home run came in the Hoover Met in the SEC tournament. 2-0 the count. That was against Florida. Now time called. Catcher Amundsen will run out and have a quick word with Myers. Late night baseball. Need some extra caffeine? But if you don't want the sugar, then opt for Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Zero sugar and refreshingly delicious. Is Coca-Cola Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself. Meeting on the mound is over as Amundsen with the second mound visit in this inning for the Colonels. Now back behind home plate. 2-2 game in the bottom of the sixth inning. Go-ahead run at second and Williamson. Right behind him at first, Andrew Pinckney. 2-0 to Shelton, and the pitch. Fastball low. 3 balls and no strikes, and a walk to Shelton would load the bases for Ed Johnson waiting on deck. Next pitch will be the 100th of the game for Jacob Myers. Already the tying run is scored in the bottom of the sixth inning for Alabama. Even game at 2. 2 on, 2 out, and the 3-0. Low and outside, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk loads the bases. Two-2 game between Nicholls and Alabama in the bottom of the sixth inning. Crowd comes alive as Mike Silva comes out of the dugout, and that'll be it for Myers. Crimson Tide fans fired up to see the game's first call to the bullpen. It's presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Now you can make the call to Auto Owners Insurance. Go to rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent who can provide local personalized insurance expertise today. Solid round of applause for Myers as the bullpen door opens, and we will see a new Colonel on the mound. Gavin Gailey will answer the call to the bullpen, again presented by Auto Owners Insurance. We'll tell you more about him when we return in the bottom of the sixth inning. 2-2 score between the Colonels and the Crimson Tide. This is Alabama baseball from Learfield.
When you're planning your next visit to Tuscaloosa, explore the upscale options available at the new AC Hotel by Marriott. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown Tuscaloosa, surrounding yourself in luxury and comfort in a spacious room with complimentary Wi-Fi, a smart TV, premium toiletries, and a plush bed, while the rooftop bar and lounge provides the best place in town to wind down after cheering the Crimson Tide to victory. AC Hotel Tuscaloosa Downtown is proud to be a preferred hotel partner of the University of Alabama Athletics.
By now, your daily routine is probably a little too routine. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to start playing by your own rules and escape the routine so your fantasy becomes reality? Where every night is an adventure, where new flavors are ready to be tasted, where it feels like you're a winner. Take a chance. Reward yourself. Make your routine anything but routine. Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and WindCreekCasino.com.
Tie game at 2 in the bottom of the sixth inning at Sewell Thomas Stadium. Alabama starting its run in the NCAA Tuscaloosa Regional. And again, Alabama and Nicholls all tied at 2. Crimson Tide with 2 gone have the bases loaded, but facing a new pitcher, Gavin Gailey, answering the call to the bullpen, presented by Auto Owners Insurance for the Colonels. Right-hander standing at 6 feet tall, 175 pounds, a redshirt sophomore out of Orlando, Florida. This season, he's been one of the best relievers for the Colonels, 2-0, a 1.85 ERA throughout his 19 appearances, 18 of those from the bullpen. Just 1 save, but he's picked up 34 innings, 33 strikeouts in that time, compared to only 3 walks. Last thing that the Colonels want is a bases-loaded walk to give Alabama a 3-2 lead, so Gailey really a good one to turn to in terms of control. Has given up 7 earned runs on 21 hits. Batters against him hitting 184. Bases loaded, and Ed Johnson to the plate. 750 hitter, 3 for 4 with the bases loaded this year. Bases loaded, 2 gone. And the first pitch. Slider spins off the plate and low for ball one. Go-ahead run standing at third, Drew Williamson. He picked up the ground rule RBI double that tied this game at 2. It's followed by a couple of hitters who drew walks. Pinckney at second, Shelton at first. 1-0 the count. Gailey with the pitch. Slider again, off the plate again. Very similar spot. Low and outside, 2-0. Colonels throwing their best starting pitcher, and again, Gailey really their best reliever. Second team all Southland Conference. Bases loaded, 2 gone. 2-0. Called strike. A little bit high, and it's 2-1. Side armor Gailey. Everything he throws has a lot of movement. Won't overpower anybody at 84. 2-2 score, bottom of the 6th. 2-1. In there for a strike. Again at 84, this time more middle of the plate to Johnson. Bases loaded, 2 gone. Alabama has only left 1 man on base. Just didn't get many base runners against Myers earlier. Bases loaded, 2 gone here. And the 2-2. Swing and a bouncing ball to the first base side of the mound. Gailey's got it, jogs halfway to first, underhand toss for the out, and the ground out will end the inning. But the Crimson Tide, after the Colonels went in front top of the 6th inning, Alabama answers in the bottom of the 6th thanks to the Williamson RBI double. As we move to the 7th, it's a 2-2 score in Tuscaloosa between Alabama and Nicholls. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Unused prescription opioid pain medicines can spell trouble. They can spell risk if taken by someone they weren't prescribed for, harm if accidentally taken by a child or pet, or overdose if they're not used as directed. Safely dispose of opioids before they can hurt your family. Find a drug take-back option such as medicine drop boxes. You may find these in your community at local pharmacies or police stations. Visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Redshirt freshman right-hander Cade Woods comes on in relief for Alabama here in the top half of the 7th inning of this NCAA Tuscaloosa Regional 2-2 ball game. Alabama and Nicholls. He's a Louisiana native himself from Monroe. 6'3", 205. Woods coming into the ball game with a 4-1 record, 1 save, and an ERA at 4.67. The second-year player has worked 27 innings, allowing 19 hits, 16 runs, 14 of them earned. He's walked 14, struck out 35. He has given up 4 doubles and 5 homers, but hitters are only batting .202 off the right-hander, Cade Woods.
Thank you, Chris. Woods comes on for Luke Holman, who had some solid work for the Crimson Tide. Will get a no decision tonight, but 6 innings, only gave up 2 runs, both earned on it. 5 hits, walked 2 batters, struck out 5. 100 pitches, 65 strikes. Solid work by Luke Coleman for the Alabama Crimson Tide as we start this top of the 7th inning. That's always brought to you by the Soup Store. Bama's home for the best selection of Crimson Tide apparel. You can visit one of their locations in Tuscaloosa at the Ferguson Center, University Boulevard, or Bryan Drive. Shop online at soupstore.ua.edu. Wes Toops first to the plate, center fielder for the Colonels. Woods, the righty, rocks back, and the first pitch on the way. Fastball darted in for a strike at 95 miles per hour on the lower inside corner. Toops a double back in the second, weakly down the left field line. He struck out swinging last time up. He's 1 for 2. Now the 0-1. Fastball waved at and missed. That quick release by Cade Woods makes the baseball even seem faster than the velocity that he always has in the mid to upper 90s. Now the 0-2. Missing high with a fastball, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. 2-2 game, top of the 7th. Now the 1-2. Swing and a high, deep drive in the air to right. Pinckney racing back to the track, to the wall, but it's gone. Wes Toops with a solo home run has given Nicholls a 3-2 lead over Alabama in the top of the 7th. Sixth homer of the season for Wes Toops. Again, a team that does not hit many home runs. The Colonels only had 36 in the regular season. Already hitting 2 tonight to the right field Ragers in Tuscaloosa. Colonels back in front by a run. First pitch to Amundsen. Fastball, upper part of the zone for a strike at 95 miles per hour. And the spin hitters lower in the lineup. Kendrick and Toops, 7 and 8 in the order that have gone yard. The 0-1. Fastball swung on and popped up and into foul territory. No balls and 2 strikes on Amundsen. Catcher who's walked and had a pop out to second base in foul territory tonight. Now the 0-2. Fastball high. Ball and 2 strikes to Amundsen from Cade Woods. 3 times Nicholls has led this ball game. Alabama has only tied it twice. Crimson Tide have not led today. Now the 1-2. Fastball in there for a called third strike. Amundsen strikes out looking for the first out in the 7th. Three to 2. Colonels lead the Crimson Tide, top of the 7th in Tuscaloosa. Parker Cadu, a single last time up, but he was thrown out at second base on the play, so he didn't have any time on the base paths. Pitch, swing, and he lasers that one foul over the left side on to Bryant Drive. Strike 1 to Cadu, who is 1 for 3 in this ball game, a .288 hitter during the regular season. 6 homers, 34 RBI. Now the 0-1. And check swing foul ball that caromed off the bricks, right back to Cadu. Nothing in 2 quickly from Cade Woods. Nothing in 2 and the pitch. Cadu, a check swing that was elevated, and he went around. Craig Barron, the third base umpire, rings him up for strike 3. Cadu furious as he heads back to the dugout. 2 gone. Got a pretty good argument to make. Came very, very close to going around. With that strikeout, 2 gone, it's up to Washington. No one on base. 3-2 Colonels lead. Pitch, swing and a miss. Way late on a fastball at 95. Now the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Washington couldn't catch up again. He doubled back in the 3rd inning. Southland All-Tournament hitter was 6 for his 14 at-bats. And Lake Charles, here's the 0-2. Here's a swing, here's a miss, strike 3. After giving up the go-ahead home run, 3 strikeouts in a row for Cade Woods. 7th inning stretch time at the Joe. It's a 3-2 lead for Nicholls against Alabama. We'll be back with the bottom of the 7th in a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The next time you need a medical imaging provider, go where the Tide goes. The radiology clinic just north of the river is the Tide's choice for all of their medical imaging needs. Our compassionate care, extended hours, easy parking, and convenient location make the radiology clinic a championship choice for all of your imaging needs. Visit us online at TuscaloosaRadiology.com or call 205-345-2000 to schedule your appointment.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 65 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama softball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Postseason baseball back at Sewell Thomas Stadium. 3-2 Nicholls leading Alabama. Doesn't dampen the enthusiasm for Take Me Out to the Ball game. Followed by Cotton Eye Joe, Jalen Prince, leading a lot of baseball moms, wives, girlfriends. Many of them, I don't know if any of them are married, but that's what you'd say in pro ball. Anyway, Cotton Eye Joe line dance going on just down the first base side concourse, and fans having a good time here at the Joe on a really late Friday night, but in a lot of ways, the perfect Friday night. Just glad to have a capacity plus crowd in the building for this ball game. Crimson Tide on the comeback trail for the third time in this game. Alabama's been able to answer so far. So far, it's just been single tallies for the Colonels and the Crimson Tide. No crooked numbers in this game. 3-2, Gailey remains on the mound. First pitch to the lefty batter. Hammeter takes low and outside for ball one. Hammeter 0 for 2 in this ball game today. A pop out to third and a ground out to third base. Gailey from the stretch stares at third, deep breath, and the pitch. Hammeter waves at him, misses, a changeup, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Hammeter, the starting left fielder in this ball game, senior from Tuscaloosa. Tide trailing by a run in the 7th. Now the 1-1. Here's a swing, and that one's knocked foul behind home plate, 1-2. He'll be followed by Matt Cassetti, then Caden Rose. Rose doubled his last time up. Gailey on in relief. The 1-2. Low and inside. Gailey set down the only batter he faced, Ed Johnson, on a ground out to the mound. Into the bottom of the 6th, stranding the bases loaded for Alabama, keeping the game tied at 2 before the go-ahead home run by Toops. 2-2. Swing, and that's popped high and foul again behind home plate, and it stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes on William Hammeter. 2 runs on 3 hits for this Crimson Tide offense, but it's got to feel good knowing you're not facing 95, 96 miles per hour anymore from Myers. More of a sidearm approach from Gailey. 2-2. Swing and a high, deep drive going into right center field. This is well back, and this will be caught on the run by Washington. An outstanding right fielder, Zane Washington, tracked it down on the warning track just shy of the 380 marker. And an excellent catch for the out.
Thought it had a chance initially to get out of the yard or to the wall or at least to the gap, but Washington with great speed, as you said, to run it down.
Now Matt Cassetti with 1 gone. Slight overshift to the left side. Now 3 on the left side. First pitch. Swing and a miss from the side armor. Low and off the plate, ball for strike 1. Cassetti hitless in 2 at-bats in this ball game. Crimson Tide trailing 3-2, bottom of the 7th. Gailey gets set. Deep breath, and the 0-1. Swung on, a high, deep drive, deep down the left field line. This one is well back, and this one is gone! Matt Cassetti directly down the left field line. Homers for the Crimson Tide and ties this game at 3 in the bottom of the 7th.
I was too busy doing it myself. Did he go Carlton Fisk and try to point that thing fair? Keep it inside the pole the entire time? Wow. Turned on it. The only question was fair or foul. It was hit plenty hard enough. And Matt Cassetti slugging another home run, his 8th of the year. And Alabama tied it up at 3.
Cassetti has had such a knack for key home runs for the Crimson Tide this year. First pitch to Rose. Called strike, extreme lower outside corner, really off the plate, as Rose has a word for home plate umpire Matt Anderson. We should go back to the Vanderbilt series. An emotional series win for the Crimson Tide. The go-ahead home run hit by Matt Cassetti on May 6th. Pitch, swing, and a miss for a strike.
Gentleman behind the plate struggling tonight, Mr. Anderson.
0-2 on Rose. And the pitch. In there for a strike, lower outside corner. So 2 gone in this bottom of the 7th inning. And the top of the order to the plate with Jim Jarvis. The last 2 home runs for Magasetti could not come in better times. Again, nearly separated by a month in between home runs, but again, at key moments. The go-ahead shot, bottom of the 8th inning against Vanderbilt. Now this game-tying homer against Nicholls in the bottom of the 7th. Next pitch to Rose. Low and inside for a ball. 1-0. Excuse me, Jim Jarvis. Jarvis sack bunt last time up. He's 0 for 2 in this ball game. Tough stretch recently with a tough SEC tournament. Now the 1-0. Swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Two gone, nobody on base, a 3-3 score. 3 times Nicholls has taken the lead. 3 times Alabama has punched back to tie the game. 1-1. Swing and a slow number to the shortstop to his right. Picking it up is Cadu. He fires to first for the out, and this will end the inning. But the inning features the tying home run courtesy of Crimson Tide catcher Matt Gassetti. As we roll to the 8th in Tuscaloosa, it is a 3-3 score between Nicholls and Alabama. Before we go to break, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Tied at 3 as we go to the 8th inning in Tuscaloosa between Alabama and Nicholls. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Tie game at 3 as we move to the top of the 8th inning in Tuscaloosa. This 8th inning brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health, reminding you to protect your team by getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Tide fans ages 12 and older are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine in Alabama. For more information, visit alcovidvaccine.gov. It's still Cade Woods on the mound for the Crimson Tide, and back to work to take you the rest of the way on the microphone. Here's Chris Stewart.
Roger, thank you so very much. The Crimson Tide evening the score once again, trying to put up some zeros so they can take the lead for the first time tonight as we work here in the 8th. And the first offering to Edgar Alvarez misses outside. It's 1-0. Alvarez a triple. And at the time, the go-ahead run in the 6th, he's also grounded out and been hit by a pitch. Cade Woods dealing a pitch that is hit a mile high but to the right side of the infield. Ed Johnson says he has it. And the Bama second baseman will indeed make the play for out number 1. So the leadoff man retired here in the Nicholls 8th. And that will bring up their designated hitter, Gerardo Villarreal, DH and cleanup hitter, who had a sac fly RBI in the 6th. He's also grounded out twice. Takes a fastball high from Cade Woods. It's 1-0. Cade hitting 94 on the gun. Unfortunately, a breaking ball that he threw an inning ago was hit over the right field wall. Bounces that one in there at 95. And it's quickly 2 balls and no strikes. Great stuff. But he has missed the wrong spot 6 times this year, giving up 6 homers. 2-0. Fastball high. It's 3-0. There is a right-hander getting loose in the Bama pen, and if I'm not mistaken, there's a familiar lefty starting to loosen a little bit as well, as the 3-0 is in there at the belt for strike 1. Tim Davis loosening. He's also got some company. 3-1, called a strike. as the coin flip comes up heads for us for Matt Anderson. It's a full count at 3-2.
Davis joined by Aiden Moza, the right-hander in the Crimson Tide bullpen.
Payoff pitch due from Woods. And that one is hit well toward right. Going back, Pinckney. He's at the warning track. He stops. He makes the grab. Breathe easier, folks. And there is out number 2. Well hit ball, but not well enough. I think the right field Ragers, all, I'm just guessing, 1,500 plus that are out there, started blowing that one back towards the infield, and it may have helped. 2 out, nobody aboard. Austin Kane standing in. First pitch to him, a fastball high, and it's 1-0. Have not seen a number announced yet as far as the crowd, but it has been phenomenal. The 1-0. Ground ball back up the middle and through for a base hit. 2 out single recorded by Kane, putting the go-ahead run aboard here in the 8th for the Colonels. And it'll bring up their left fielder, Garrett Felix, a junior, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. '2006 was the last time Alabama hosted an NCAA regional here at what was the old Sewell Thomas Stadium. First time to host for the new ballpark. And it has been phenomenal. Lining this one towards left. It slices foul, thankfully, off the bat of Felix as the count's 0-1. Kane, by the way, 3 of 5 in stolen base attempts this year. Let's see if they were to try to move him over with 2 outs. They'll throw to first. Bama anticipating that. Woods almost had him leaning, but he's able to get back in safely. No balls, 1 strike, the count to Felix. And Matt Cassetti, who tied the game up at 3 apiece with his rocket down the left field wall, or down the left field line, I should say, just getting over the wall. Made it a 3-3 game, and he goes out to visit with Woods briefly. And now Jason Jackson is going to come out. And the assumption is that the interim head coach, who always works with the pitchers for the Tide, is going to make that auto owner's insurance call to the bullpen. We'll wait and see definitively, but he may decide there's no time like the present to call on the lefty, Alton Davis II. I think he's going to wait and see if Matt Anderson can find his way to the mound. He found a map, and apparently he has. And the signal for the lefty has indeed been made. You can make the call to Auto Owners Insurance. Go to rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent providing local, personalized insurance expertise. Today, 3-3 ball game. We are in the top of the 8th inning. Nicholls has a runner at first with 2 gone and an 0-1 count to the hitter, Gerard Felix. And Alton Davis II is going to come in and try to close out the Nicholls 8th when we return on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
In SEC sports, the ifs come at you every minute. What if your QB had released the ball a second earlier? What if the head coach hadn't used his last time out? What if your team goes all the way this season? If you love the tradition, if you live for the rivalry, if you can't wait each week for the absolute edge of your seat action, Regions is right there with you as the official bank of the SEC.
Regions can't help you with the ifs in sports. Regions helps you embrace the infinite life.
Member FDIC.
We are DCH. We were built to protect and persevere, to help and to heal, to provide care that's as strong as this community. With steadfast dedication and hearts of gold, no matter what life throws at us, we've got you covered, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you back to what matters most, your life. DCH, champions for your health.
Top of the 8th inning, Alabama trying to keep this a 3-3 game against Nicholls, and the call to the bullpen presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Alton Davis II answers the call. The freshman lefty from Hueytown stands at 6'5", 185 pounds. This season, he has been the closer, leading the way with 7 saves on the year. No wins, 2 losses, a 4.15 ERA. He's worked 30 1/3 innings, giving up 14 runs all earned on 30 hits, 10 walks compared to 28 strikeouts. Batters hitting .261 against Alton Davis II as he takes over in front of a packed house in Tuscaloosa.
Trying to get the Tide to the bottom of the 8th, still tied at 3 apiece. The Colonels have gotten a man aboard with 2 out. A single off the bat of Kane has put the go-ahead run at first. 0-1 is the count that Davis inherits against a left-handed batter in Garrett Felix. .313 average, couple of homers, 30 RBIs for him coming into the ball game. He struck out looking in the second his first time up, then grounded out to short. He drew a walk in the 6th. Davis's last outing didn't go the way we wanted in Hoover. Trying to get him back on the right track here in Tuscaloosa. First pitch, fastball high. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Felix. 95 from the left side, rather intimidating. Mr. Davis, let's see if he can find the zone with 1. 1-1 pitch. That one swung on and fouled back, and he's ahead 1-2. Davis out of Hueytown, Alabama. Great program over the years. The stretch. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, throws him for a called strike 3. Nice job by Davis coming on to wrap up the top of the 8th. 3-3 our score, going to the home half here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Game day is full of ifs. Like if Alabama can take home another Iron Bowl victory. Who knows? But if you want the most convenient way to pay in T-Town, get the University of Alabama Regents Visa debit card. Tap to pay contactless card technology and Locket card controls give you what you need on game day or any day. To order your card, visit regents.com/GoBama. Regents, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. In this climate, you need guaranteed protection. You need Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. Termites attack the Centricon stations, exposing themselves to an agent that eliminates their entire colony. Upgrade from old-fashioned liquid service to the proven protection of Centricon and Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's today for a free evaluation.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Protect your team by getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Tide fans 12 and older are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine in Alabama. And for more information, visit alcovidvaccine.gov. Chris Stewart, Roger Hoover, studio engineer Jerry Kelly with you as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. We got a 3-3 game. Alabama has not led in this one. Nicholls took a 1-0 lead in the second. The Tide evened the score in the 5th. In the 6th, Nicholls went back on top. Bama answered. In the 7th, Nicholls went back on top. Bama answered. Top of the 8th, Nicholls couldn't score. Let's see if Tommy Seidel can get things started the right way in the bottom of the 8th for the Crimson Tide. The DH in today's game, he's 0 for 3. A deep fly ball to center was in the 4th, or to left field, I should say, in the 4th. He's popped out and struck out in his other 2 at-bats. Righty hitter against the right-hander, Gavin Gailey. For Nicholls. Working from the letters. First pitch off speed, called a strike, and it's 0-1. Seidel suffering an injury in the matchup with Vanderbilt, or actually earlier in the tournament. Didn't see action the next day. Ground ball down the line towards left, and he is going to make a big turnaround first. and not at full speed, but he is going to make his way to second. And I wouldn't be shocked if he's lifted for a pinch runner right here as Seidel does his job. The leadoff double down the line, and Drew Williamson coming to the plate. And indeed, it will be Will Hodo who's going to come out a pinch run for him. And once again, Roger Hoover, the veteran, does the job.
He really does. I mean, he has had some of the best at-bats lately for Alabama, but you got to salute the year he's put together. To hit 364 throughout the regular season, just remarkable the turnaround he's had between his 2 years at Alabama after not getting to play baseball for essentially 2 years at Harvard.
Here comes the head coach at Nicholls, Mike Silva. A slow walk out to the mound. He's the guy that makes the pitching changes. So expecting him to go to the bullpen and bring in a right-hander as Drew Williamson is due up for the Crimson Tide, and then Andrew Pinckney behind him. But the go-ahead run, and Will Hodo stands out at second base. That was only the 5th hit of the game for the Tide. The Colonels have 7. Matt Anderson, our plate umpire, apparently working a jigsaw puzzle at home, finally making his way out to talk things over with Coach Sylvan, telling him he needs to make a move or head back to the dugout. Now he'll make the signal. It's 11:15. Pawpaw's tired here and ready to win it in the 8th. Go ahead in the 8th and finish in the top of the 9th and go get ready for a late game tomorrow night. Pitching change made by the Colonels. A right-hander coming on. We'll tell you who it is when we come back. The pitching change brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. RollTide.com/Auto Owners is where you can partner with an independent Alabama agent providing local, personalized insurance expertise today. Bama trying to take the lead for the first time tonight when we come back on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
And the pitch.
A swing so powerful it takes our breath away.
Whoa, what a grab.
A double play that has us high-fiving strangers, swaying together with every take me out to the ball game, and the rally that brings us to our feet as one. At Alabama Power, we believe that sharing 9 innings of baseball makes us a better community. It's a powerful spirit that energizes the communities we serve. It's power for a better Alabama. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Tied at 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Alabama with the go-ahead run at second base, and a new pitcher on the mound with nobody out. Nico Saltaformaggio taking over as part of the call to the bullpen presented by Auto Owners Insurance. The righty, 6 feet tall, 198 pounds. He is a junior, and so far this season, out of the bullpen 25 times. He has been the pitcher that's been used out of the bullpen more than any others for the Colonels this year. He's 5-1 with a 3.67 ERA, and he has 3 of the saves this year for Nicholls, 3 of the 13. But looking at what he's done on the mound, 54 innings of work, giving up 24 runs, 22 of those earned on 47 hits, 16 walks compared to 44 strikeouts. Batters hitting .233 against Nico Saltaformaggio.
Yes, indeed he do, Bob. 3-3 ball game going to the bottom of the 8th inning, or still in the bottom of the 8th, with Saltaformaggio taking the mound, facing Drew Williamson, the left-handed hitting first baseman for the Crimson Tide, who doubled in a run in the 6th after striking out looking in the 1st and 4th innings in his initial plate appearances tonight. Go-ahead run out at second here at the bottom of the 8th. They'll wheel and throw towards second, where I don't believe the shortstop, Cadu, was anticipating the throw, and they're going to say that was a pitch clock violation, I believe. The second base umpire, Giacomo Antonio, telling Saltaformaggio You can't do that. So a wheel and a throw to second. And Jason Jackson's coming out. So too is Mike Silva. The respective head coaches trying to figure out what these guys are saying. I love the pitch clock and how it speeds things up. I hate it when the umpires get involved with it, though.
Completely agree. The only thing for Alabama is you'd hope that would be ruled a balk then, because, again, the motion was made to second base. So, again, it breaks from the norm.
So here they are discussing everything. JJ's going, all right, tell me. They've told Silva. He heads back to the dugout. Now JJ's getting the word from Matt Anderson and third base umpire Craig Barron. Whatever the conversation was, it has ended. And it's a 1-0 count to Drew Williamson without a pitch being thrown. We'll take it. Hodo, the go-ahead run out at second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, a 3-3 game. The pitch, breaking ball, called a strike, and it's 1-1. Drew with 15 homers and a team best 59 RBIs. Digging in. The left-handed batter against the righty. The pitch lined, fouling out of play left side. Tried to go the opposite way there and fouled it off. Big hole on the left side of the infield. The shortstop, Cadu, playing on the first base side of second. 3 infielders that side. Williamson waiting on a 1-2 offering. Here it comes, and it's a little tapper. Back to the mound. He'll throw to first, and that will allow Hodo to go to third. Boy, a break for Bama. I thought he had a play on him if Salta Formaggio does indeed make the throw.
Yeah, really heads-up base running by Will Hodo. He timed out his run perfectly. He was kind of slow at the start, and then once he saw the motion be made at first, really turned it on, got there. But excellent heads-up base running by Will Hodo, and just good break as the ball was hit as slowly as it was. 1
out, and Andrew Pinckney at the plate. A drawn-in infield for Pink, who's walked twice and struck out once. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch. Little chopper left side. They'll look Hodo back to third. The throw goes to first, and that's a big second out recorded there by the Colonels. Tough at bat for Andrew Pinckney. A little easy chopper to the shortstop, and it'll be up to Colby Shelton, the freshman third baseman, to deliver. A little surprised they're pitching to him, with first base open and a right-handed hitter due up next. First pitch, lined, fouling out of play left side, and it's 0-1. Shelton had a triple and a run scored in the 5th. He walked in the 6th. He struck out looking back in the 2nd inning. And here comes the pitching coach, Cody Livingston, out to talk things over. And a little gamesmanship as the walk is about as slow as it gets going from the dugout to the mound. Shelton, who, as we've talked about, the freshman record at UA with 22 homers, one of the best seasons for the long ball in the SEC. 46 RBIs. He also has 10 doubles on the year and recorded his first triple of the year in his 5th inning at bat. Matt Anderson breaks up the meeting. And everybody returns to their spots. Jerry Kelly just making a wish in our headset, saying, "Wild pitch, we would love to have one right here." Infield shading Shelton heavily to the right side. As Colby digs in. 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice block on the part of Amundsen as the count evens at 1-1. 2 out. Go-ahead run down at third here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The stretch. The 1-1. Downstairs. It's 2-1. Alabama has stranded 4 men on base. Nicholls has left 6, only 12 combined hits, 5 of them by the Tide, and they are going to put Shelton at first. They tried to see if he would chase a couple of pitches, but he wouldn't. So they'll put him at first and bring Ed Johnson to the plate. The intentional pass to bring the right-hander up against the righty on the hill. Johnson, a sac fly RBI in the 5th, sandwiched in between a strikeout and a ground out. Johnson, though, a .328 hitter with 41 RBIs on the year. A base hit here. Breaks a 3-3 tie in the 8th. The stretch. The pitch. Breaking ball. Little roller to third. Fielded on a hop there by the third baseman, Kane. His strike across the diamond is in time for out number 3. A couple of tough at-bats for Alabama. Once the Tide got the go-ahead run to third. No runs, a hit, no errors, and the go-ahead runner left stranded 90 feet from home. We go to the 9th, tied at 3. Alabama and Nicholls here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Meet Ed, movie buff, animal lover, safe driver.
5 years of driving an ambulance teaches you a thing or two. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. When I see a car trying to rush past a turning bus, I get concerned. You see, when big vehicles turn right, they have to swing wide to make the turn. And that's a lesson you don't want to learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait.
It's our roads. It's our safety. Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
I've been driving trucks for a long time. Safety is my #1 priority. I know that my truck has huge blind spots. That's why I remember to check my mirrors often for smaller vehicles. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're behind the wheel, try to avoid lingering in those blind spots. It can be dangerous. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Alabama misses a golden opportunity to take the lead in the bottom of the 8th. Tide had a runner at third with 1 out. But the 4 and 5 spots in the order, actually the 4 and 6 spots in the order, as Shelton was intentionally walked in between Andrew Pinckney and Ed Johnson. Neither able to get that run in from third base, and so we go to the 9th, deadlock, 3 apiece, NCAA tournament, regional action in Tuscaloosa. Chris Stewart alongside Roger Hoover, Jerry Kelly, our studio engineer, and Alton Davis II facing spots 7, 8, 9 in the order for Nicholls. First pitch from the lefty, a breaking ball strike to McCray Kendrick. He homered to start the scoring in the 2nd. He has since struck out and popped out. The 0-1 pitch to him, swing and a miss. And it's 0-2. Davis, a breaking ball followed by the fastball at 93. The lefty-righty matchup. The 0-2 and a swing and a miss. He got him on 3 pitches. Leadoff man retired in the Nicholls 9th. That's Wes Toops, who will make his way to the plate next. Toops homered his last time up. That was in the 7th. And even though he struck out in the 4th, he had a double in the 2nd inning. Been a tough out. He takes a breaking ball, though, for strike 1. Lefty versus lefty here. Try to check his swing. Did he go? No, says third base umpire Craig Barron. Davis looking in, getting the sign from Gassetti. The 1-1. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by him at 95. And the count's 1-2. Toops, the open stance from the left side. The 1-2 pitch from Davis. Down and away. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Play him straight away and rather shallow in the outfield. Hameter in left, Rose in center, Pinckney in right. Fastball in. And the count's now full to Toops at 3-2. Davis rocks and fires. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball he didn't offer. And that is ball 4. So the go-ahead run reaches first with one out here in the top of the ninth for the Colonels of Nicholls. And the catcher Amundsen due up, but he's going to be lifted for a pinch hitter as they're going to go with a 6'3", 195-pound redshirt junior from Hammond, Louisiana. It's Basil Williams who's going to grab the bat. Williams, 286 hitter, 5 homers. Excuse me, no homers, 5 RBIs for the right-handed hitter. Ponchatoula High School and then Jones Community College before making his way to Nicholls. So Williams, who's had a triple and 2 doubles this year, digs in with one out, the man at first. Fastball strike as it paints the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Alton Davis the second, trying to keep this a tie ball game. Here in the ninth, runner goes, pitch misses, throw to second, on the money, and he runs right into the tag by Jim Jarvis. What a throw by Matt Gassetti. An easy tag out of Toops, who never even got to slide. Wow. Absolute missile for the Bama catcher. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Or check that, 1-2, I think they just signaled. The pitch, swing and a miss, and that is strike 2, excuse me. Looking through the net, I thought the umpire had already put up 2 fingers, but now it's 1-2, and Alabama's fan base rises at 1 here at the Joe. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the final one. And Alton Davis, the second, emotional as he heads to the Bama dugout. What a job by the lefty and the other end of the battery, Matt Gassetti. 3-3 ball game. Bama will try to walk it off in the ninth when we come back on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
By now, your daily routine is probably a little too routine. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to start playing by your own rules and escape the routine so your fantasy becomes reality? Where every night is an adventure, where new flavors are ready to be tasted, where it feels like you're a winner. Take a chance. Reward yourself. Make your routine anything but routine. Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and WindCreekCasino.com.
Excuse me, do you know the average time of one full inning at a Crimson Tide softball game?
10 minutes.
Half hour?
I think 45 minutes.
Actually, one inning in softball lasts about 15 minutes. Any idea how long it takes to complete a mortgage application?
An hour and a half.
Probably like 3 hours at least.
It takes a couple days.
I'm going to go with 45 minutes.
Actually, at Assurance Financial, you can apply for a mortgage in less time than one inning. Find out more by visiting them at AssuranceMortgage.com. That's AssuranceMortgage.com. Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 70876.
Hamiter, Gassetti, Rose, spot 7, 8, 9 in the order, but all capable of walking this one off for Alabama with one swing of the bat. And you love it when you're at home and the iPhone, or the Apple Watch, I should say, tells you loud environment. Sound levels have hit 100 decibels. That is nice here in Tuscaloosa. The folks and the PA combining to make it rather loud here at the Joe. Bama officially with no walk-off wins this season. No time like the present, folks. William Hamiter will lead it off for the Tide. First pitch, breaking ball low and in against Nico Saltaformaggio, the right-hander, working his second inning in relief for Nicholls. Did a wonderful job getting out of a jam in the eighth. Breaking ball misses, and it's 2-0. Hammett 0 for 3. A ground out, pop out, and a line out. Righty-lefty matchup, 2-0. Down and in, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Salta Formaggio dealing now the 3-0. Nowhere close. And the winning run is at first for Alabama in William Hammeter. And here comes the man that tied the game back in the 7th. Matt Gassetti's 8th home run of the year. A solo shot down the line. Even things to where we are now. A 3-3 game, and here's Mike Silva wearing out another path to the mound. As it looks as though Nicholls is going to make another auto owner's insurance call to the bullpen. You can go to rolltide.com/auto owners to learn more. 3-3 game. Bama trying to walk it off when we come back on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Excuse me, do you know the average time of one full inning at a Crimson Tide baseball game?
10 minutes.
Half hour?
I think 45 minutes.
Actually, one inning of baseball lasts about 20 minutes. Any idea how long it takes to complete a mortgage application?
An hour and a half.
Probably like 3 hours at least.
It takes a couple days.
I'm going to go with 45 minutes.
Actually, at Assurance Financial, you can apply for a mortgage in less time than one inning. Find out more by visiting them at assurancemortgage.com. That's assurancemortgage.com. Equal housing opportunity, NMLS number 70876.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 65 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama baseball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Alabama and Nicholls tied at 3 as we are in the bottom of the 9th inning. Nobody out, and already the winning run at first to William Hammeter. The Crimson Tide trying to walk it off, and they'll do it against a new pitcher for the Colonels. As Kate Evans comes in, the right-hander, 5'11", 185 pounds, a grad student from Chattanooga, Tennessee. This season, no wins, 2 losses, a 4.29 ERA, and his 24 appearances out of the bullpen. He was the closer for the Colonels throughout the year with 7 of the team's 13 saves. 35 and 2/3 innings, allowing 17 runs, all earned on 39 hits, 7 walks compared to 26 strikeouts. Batters hitting .277 against Evans as he's on in the bottom of the 9th for the Colonels.
Boy, I really like him being on the mound for no other reason than fewer syllables. It's a whole lot easier to tell you who's out there now, and hopefully Alabama can find a way to get this winning run in the night, walk one off for the first time this year, and advance to tomorrow night's winner's bracket game in this Tuscaloosa Regional against a Troy team that beat Boston College 11-10 earlier today. Matt Gassetti indeed due up for the Crimson Tide. Set to face the right-hander, who's completing his warm-up tosses. Gassetti with a couple of sack bunts on the year. Let's see if interim head coach Jason Jackson opts to go that route. Or does he let the guy who just hit a homer his last time up swing away and become the real hero? Briefly playing in at third was Kane. Now he creeps back even with a bag. He'll show bunt, Will Gassetti, and he lays it down beautifully right side. Pitcher will field and make the tag of Mack, but he gets Hammeter into scoring position, and Matt Gassetti with 2 important at-bats late in this game. The home run obviously in the 7th, but the sack bunt gets the winning run in scoring position now for Caden Rose, who's 1 for 3.
Had in the runner he caught stealing just a moment ago, top of the 9th inning. He has had a great performance behind the plate.
He has indeed. Rose doubled in the 6th. He's also struck out and popped out, trying to deliver the game-winning RBI. The first pitch, fastball high, and it's 1-0. Rose with 6 homers, 22 RBIs. His next one would be his 23rd. The 1-0. Called a strike, and it's 1-1. A stretch by the right-hander Evans. A glance to second. And now the 1-1 pitch upstairs, 2-1. Boy, that's a heck of an eye from Caden Rose. Just laid off of that pitch. 2 balls and a strike to count. Evans looks to the dugout to get the pitch. Toes the rubber from the edge. Stretches. Glances at second. Now deals the 2-1. Pop foul backing out of play, and it's 2-2. Jim Jarvis waits in the on-deck circle. He hopes he's the first one to run out and dogpile. That would mean Rose has delivered the game-winning hit right here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The stretch, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Jim, you're going to have to be the hero. Rose retired via strikeout for the second at bat in a row. And now Jarvis, who had a sac bunt in the 6th, but is 0 for 4 on the night, or 0 for 3, I should say, on the night, will come to the plate now, trying to end this one in regulation. 3-3 game, bottom of the 9th inning, winning run out at second in William Hamiter. Jarvis waits, the pitch, fastball strike, and it's 0-1. Evans right around 89 with that heater. Jarvis digging in as always from the left side. Bama shortstop waiting on an 0-1 pitch. Line left side through, base hit. Hamiter rounds third. He heads for home. The throw is late. He scores, and Alabama wins it. Jim Jarvis does it. The RBI single, and the Alabama Crimson Tide walks it off with a 4-3 victory. The greatest water polo player in Alabama history, Jim Jarvis, the hero, leading the Tide to right field, where the Rangers, the right field Rangers, all 1,500 plus of them, are waiting to high-five the winning team. The Tide wins it 4-3 over Nicholls. A great college baseball game won by the 16 national seed in the NCAA baseball tournament. Alabama getting the victory, and it's the Tide and the Troy Trojans tomorrow night at 8 o'clock here at the Joe. Postgame coming your way in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I found hope in the midst of an overwhelming situation.
Alcoholism is a disease that can affect any family. Everyone suffers, but there is help and hope at Al-Anon Family Groups.
Al-Anon gave me my life back. I'm a better father and husband.
Are you in an overwhelming situation because of someone else's drinking? Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Local and virtual meetings are available. Maybe one could work for you. Call 1-866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
Medicaid and CHIP offer free or low-cost health coverage for children and teens. Hospital and doctor visits, prescriptions, shots, and more are covered. That's peace of mind for parents if a child is sick or gets injured. And parents may now be eligible for Medicaid too, even if they've applied in the past. Enrollment is always open. Visit InsureKidsNow.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty, college scholarships for the children of law enforcement, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on the USDSA and how you can help, visit usdeputy.org.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
Or your teen's music taste.
For dinners where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you Mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Run on 3 hits and an error for Nicholls. Zeros across the board for Alabama. There's a shot down the right field line. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Peavy will cut it off. The runner's going to try for second. Here comes the throw. It's in time. Tag applied. He is out. What a throw. Andrew Pinckney. Tried to tell him. We warned him, didn't we? Don't run on Pink. They did. They paid for it. That turned out to be a big play at the time. Even bigger when you look at a 4-3 final. Alabama a winner over a very, very good Nicholls Colonels ball club who led Alabama most of the way. Bama never led until it mattered. At the end, a 4-3 walk-off winner. Jim Jarvis, the RBI single, bringing in William Hamiter from second base, and the Tide wins it to advance to the winner's bracket game tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, Alabama taking on Troy University. Our coverage brought to you in part by AC Hotel, and we invite you to experience an upscale stay in the heart of the city, conveniently located in downtown Tuscaloosa. AC Hotel is just minutes from attractions like the Riverwalk, the amphitheater, and everything the University of Alabama has to offer. Check out the convenience of AC Hotel Tuscaloosa for your next trip to Tuscaloosa. Alabama getting the victory, and a lot of folks looking good in their apparel from Onward Reserve, the official apparel provider, the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Visit onwardreserve.com for all your golf and game day apparel. Live authentically with Onward Reserve. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Actually, we're going to keep it right here, as we will have our special guest postgame joining us in just a matter of moments. Again, we are so pleased to welcome in the interim head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Jason Jackson. Congratulations, first of all, on the victory in front of Coach. The first home regional game for the University of Alabama since 2006. I know you've thought I was a liar for many years. I've been telling you, Coach, if we get a regional here, they're going to be hanging from the light post. They're really close to that tonight. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, the crowd was awesome, man, and I'm so glad that, our guys got to feel that environment. And the crowd was great, and they did a great, they all stuck around, right? We started a little bit late tonight because of some bad weather, earlier in the day, and, it didn't save the crowd one bit. They were here. They were loud. They were into it. It was a great environment. It was a really fun regional environment, right? It was awesome.
Great to have it in the way it did, too. First walk-off win of the year, Coach, and nobody better to have it happen from, I guess, than Jim Jarvis, a guy who struggled at the plate offensively, but, man, did he deliver such a big way in this ball game tonight.
No doubt. And even when Jim's going through a rough patch, you still feel really good when Jim's up at the plate, right? So we felt good about that. And, he came through clutch tonight. I tell you what, you got to give their guys some credit. We talked about it before the game. I was talking to Luke and the pitchers, and I said, hey, man, this guy's pretty good on the mound for them. And, there's a chance he goes out and throws up some zeros early, and which he did. I mean, he just got, really good stuff, man. It's a really electric fastball, and he did a good job of slowing us down early on. But we thought that might happen. We thought he could come out and kind of, stun us with that fastball a little bit, which he did. But Luke did a great job of going out and matching him and keeping the game tight. Nobody panicked, nobody got, frustrated or anything. We just kept on playing our game, and we're able to win it late.
You're able to do it, Coach, with defense and the pitching like you talked about. In the offense, I've got to think that the veteran group you have offensively was not going to be phased no matter the struggles that they were having early against the great outing that we did indeed see from the right-hander in Myers.
Right, and, I think a couple of things that jump out is, I think it was in the second inning. I think we had a runner on third and one out, and Ed didn't get him in, and then that situation came up later in the game, and we had the leadoff triple, and Ed got a second chance at it, and he got him in the second time, Drew had looked bad for a couple of ABs. He punched out on some breaking balls in the dirt. He gets the big hit that scores a run later on. He had a big 2-out double there. Max steps up with a big solo home run. So, yeah, a lot of guys contributing in different ways, for sure.
Tommy Seidel, I thought was going to get to be the hero, got on with that double in the eighth inning and then lifted for the pinch runner, Will Hodo. Obviously, Coach, watching him run, he's not 100%, may not be very close to it, but just his presence alone, what does that do for this roster?
Man, he's our heart and soul. He's just such a, he's a leader in the dugout. He's a really good performer on the field. So he just does a lot of things that help you win, both on the field and off the field. So I think just his presence in that lineup is, huge for us. And I told him he looked like Kurt Gibson out there tonight, kind of rounding first base. But he's doing good. He's getting better every day. So
I'm glad you went the old school route. You went Kurt Gibson with Tommy Seidel. I went Carlton Fisk on the home run from Matt Gassetti because I was trying to signal that thing fair the whole way. Special to see him play as well as he did, especially late, Coach, flashing the leather, the arm, and also a bunt in addition to the home run.
Right. He had the sac bunt that got him over that ended up giving us the winning run. He's hit a couple big home runs. He had a big home run. I think it was against Vandy, here a few weeks back. So, and Matt, he always does a great job behind the plate, but that was a huge throwout, there, later in the game too. He just does a great job behind the plate, working with the pitcher, and then, obviously the huge throwout there too.
Coach, what was the message post game?
I told him I thought that it was a really mature game from them, right? And it's a big environment. It's the first game of a regional, and we talked about, just continuing to play our game, right? Do the things that got us here. And it's just, let's make sure we treat it like any other Friday night, right? Let's go out and play our game. I thought that, running out like we were facing an SEC arm, and that's what it felt like, an SEC Friday night. And nobody panicked. Nobody got frustrated. We played our game. Luke did a great job pitching his game. Cade, Allison both did a great job out of the pen. We just kind of played our game. I think that's what I was most proud of, is nobody went out there and tried to do too much. We got, caught up in the moment. Everybody kind of stayed within themselves and played their game. So I thought it was a really mature win from this team, which I would expect nothing less.
Last thing, we'll let you go. It's Troy. You've seen them twice already this year, but an even better team and obviously an even more important matchup.
Yeah, Troy's got a great ball club. You saw that today. They did a great job swinging the bat. When we play them during the regular season, we play them in the midweek. So, we'll see some different pitching than we saw during the regular season. But they got a great ball club. They're really well coached, and they got a deep lineup. They got some guys that can swing it, but we got some good guys ready to go too.
5,800, Coach, and I think we may have undersold or under-announced what we had. That's a heck of a turnout. Congratulations. I would imagine we'll eclipse 6,000 tomorrow, and look forward to seeing your club in action in the winner's bracket game. Thank you so much for the time.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks, Chris. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Interim head coach Jason Jackson, kind enough to join us as we continue on with our post-game coverage, brought to you in part by Cadence Bank. And you can keep up with everything Alabama with that Roll Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. Download the Roll Tide mobile app now for free at the App Store and at Google Play. 4-3, your final. Bama walks it off for the victory over Nicholls. They'll take on Troy tomorrow night at 8 o'clock here at the Joe. More post-game in a moment coming up on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.